Hello, YouTube. More Dwarf Fortress? You don't have a choice. Actually, that's a lie. You do have a choice. You can just close the video down and go and watch something else. So, there you go. Problem solved. Right, so let's have a look at the fortress, because I left it running, as I said I was going to, with minimal oversight for most of yesterday evening without streaming. And as such, I have managed to produce some quantum stockpiles of stone. So check this out. We've got railgar, we've got basalt, we've got granite, we've got orpiments, the yellow one, andesite, cinnabar, cobaltite. Cinnabar, which, by the way, incredibly poisonous in the real world. Very bad. Although also used to make lots of pots and stuff, which seems a bit weird. Gneiss, or gneiss, whatever you want to pronounce it, microcline, rhyolite, schist, quartzite, and alunite. As you can see here, I've got some more quartzite coming up from my mine. I'll show you that in a minute. And I've also got some schist here that has yet to be quantum stockpiled. But the rest of the fortress, pretty much stone-free. No stone blocking the corridors. Sure, we've got a teeny weeny bit of rhyolite here making a mess, but whatever. See you later, love you all! Oh, thank you very much. Much appreciated, Curly Fries. I know it's unusual for me to be streaming at this sort of time slot where people can actually watch, but you know what? I thought I'd take the opportunity to stream with Chunky and see what happens. And hopefully we'll get a few new names in chat. We'll see. We'll see. That was you, right? Who wrote that on Google? No, it wasn't me. Nope. Nothing to do with me. My social media, if you see a social media post from me that isn't on r/blender or r/dwarf fortress, and it isn't like, oh, look at this render I made, or I'm streaming, it's not me. It's not actually me. I don't have a social media presence beyond telling people I'm going live on Twitch, because I just don't care about social media. It's very tedious. Facebook can literally lick my barse. And in case you're wondering what that means, that's the little space between my balls and my arsehole. So there you go. Of course, you know, if you are listening, what's his face? What's the name of the robot who runs that company? I forget his name. If you are listening, Mr. Orton in a ginger wig, you know, contact me. Contact me. You're going to have to pay for the privilege of licking my gooch, but, you know, I think you can afford it. You seem to have that kind of money available. Anyway, where were we? Cook says, so you started to gain weight after you dropped smoking. If that's the case, that's actually cool. I'm skinny and I don't like it. You know what? I've been both. I think Chunky can confirm that he has seen me in both. Have you seen me in my fat phase, or have you just seen me?
I don't think I have. No.
Because you've definitely seen me after months of not eating properly, or I've gone down a rabbit hole.
And I've also seen you months after drinking a lot as well.
That's true. That's true.
Months of drinking.
That's very true. Yes, there have
a
been
very,
periods.
very long time ago, though.
Oh my goodness! How long ago though? How long have we known each other now? It's weird to think. Like we would.
It's got to be going on over 15 years, right?
Definitely over 15 years. I've been with Kel for nearly 15 years, and I'd known you for a while when we met.
Okay, yeah.
Me and Kel got together in 2005, so that's 15 years ago.
Yeah, I must have known you in... Yeah. Yeah, so it's, I think it's less than 20, though. So it's somewhere between 15 and 20 years.
Just, though. Like, we... Did we know each other in 2001? 9/11?
I came back from university... And then I met you guys, I think.
I think it's close to 19 fucking years.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
Insane. Then again, I was talking to the guys in that Warhammer WhatsApp group I'm in, and we're setting up like a D&D game with... by the way, sorry, Curly, thank you very much for that donation. Much appreciated. Sorry to gloss over it like it never happened, but I've just got a little conversation going on here. I apologise. But, you know, I was talking to Callum from that. He's running a game of D&D for me and another guy in that group. I've known him since 1993, which is, I don't even know how many fucking years that is. That's what, 27 years?
It's 27, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Well over half your life at that point.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, well, yeah. Not for long, though. Not for long. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's right, Righteous. I can't even help myself. You're very self-critical and unfairly so. Well, I can't help it. I like myself. I feel like my self-criticality is a method by which to improve myself. You can always improve, but I don't dislike myself. In fact, I really love myself. Sometimes a little bit too much. Where are we going? There are two Dwarf Fortresses cooler. You're right. The bottom right there is Chunky's screen, which he's feeding through to me via Discord, which we can also, if people want to, take a look at a bit closer up. It's not supposed to do that, though. It's supposed to do that. That's better. And, of course, there's also my Dwarf Therapist we can look at as well. So if you're interested and you want to know what Chunky's doing, just ask. I don't know if you've got chat open or not, but...
I do. I have you muted and your stream open, because when you start talking about your stream, I need to know the point of reference.
That's a very good point. Although there's probably a small element of delay there, which is a little bit awkward, but good. Someone's cooking some kind of fried chicken on my street, and it smells pretty damn good. Very tasty. Very, very tasty. Plutonium Jesus says orpiment is also rather toxic. That is arsenic sulfide. Holy shit. I must be behind on chat because I was talking about orpiment ages ago. Clay Crease here says, good timing. I just finished your 3D modelling VOD. I will be returning to Blender because I'm going to be making all of the artifacts from this fortress in Blender. But I actually, before streaming yesterday, I went through and I got all of the new artifacts that have been created and got their descriptions into Blender. So I'm all prepared and ready for more modelling. It's all good. Dave says, I only have 3 close friends now. The shortest friendship is 39 years. Fucking hell, that is a long, stable friendship. If you can find a name-free cook, call him Cook. Call anyone Cook otherwise. Okay, well, I think we can do that. In fact, what we'll do, because Curly's also requested a name, is we'll get a little bit of advancement in the game. I'll unpause it here. Actually, no, let's not pause. Let's pause it and have a look at the fortress properly. And then when I've done the tour of how things are now, we'll do a little naming session. As you can see, I've made no real changes to the physical structure of the fortress on the floor where we're actually doing everything. It's all been stone gathering. I've also ignored a few deaths. A couple of trade caravans have been ignored because I thought it's best to only do those when I'm live, right? When I'm streaming. I've smelted a little bit of ore because if I press F6, you'll see that here we've got a mining floor that I've started digging out. Now, to be honest, in terms of ores, this was a little bit of sphalerite, which is basically just the ore of zinc and therefore shit. But we've also had a little bit of, I think it was galena or something over here, which is, I think, silver and lead. Silver's good. Lead, not so much. Oh, here it is. This is the stuff that it was. Tetrahedrite, sorry. Oh, that's an iron ore. That's fucking brilliant. Fantastic.
Tetrahedrite's not. It's a copper ore, I think.
Oh, okay. Right, more copper, which is not the best, but also not terrible, is it?
Let me just check that.
Chunky Nut already has a namey in the fortress, actually.
I do.
Can't remember what he's called exactly. It's Chunky something. Oh, no, he's called Chunky Nut. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It was the other fortress who had a slightly different name. Anyway, we've also got Cobaltite and more Cinnabar here. So Cobaltite and Cinnabar are good because they're very bold colours. So from a viewer perspective, they're very handy to have around to make the fortress look pretty. But beyond that, they're not really useful because you can't actually extract mercury from Cobaltite. Not that we need mercury in the game. I mean, I can't think of any real use for it. I suppose it's super dense liquid, so maybe you could use it in some sort of water or magma displacement system, but I don't know. Anyway, that's basically the only changes I've done. I've dug this little mine here, which isn't too deep down, and I've moved as much of the shit that I've dug up as I can into quantum stockpiles. Still haven't put any beds in the bedroom because we still have an active vampire who has killed 2 people, I think, maybe more, but 2 people since the last stream because I opened up his little bedroom to get some stones that were stuck in there out. So there we go. Shall we do a little stock take of the population? Seems like a sensible move. We go over here. We can see that we've got 82 adults, 14 children, and 2 vulnerable babies, which sounds bad because we had more babies before, but they've actually matured and become children. So don't worry, no dead babies. Well, I mean, I can't guarantee that. Mostly no dead babies. very few dead babies. That's what I'm going to say. That's my most optimistic interpretation of those numbers. Anyway, let's sort this by has nickname. We have 28 nicknamed dwarves in the fortress. Arctrek, Banana Unlimited, Bum Candy, Core K, Chunky Nut, there he is, Dave 24 V2, Dorf 28, Dr. Phineas, Druids Mead, Einjar Gernhald, Hank Marvin, the Vampire, Harry Beaver, Hibernoway, Clay Cree, Lettuce Prey, Child of Salford Sal, along with, there's Mama Sal herself, along with Salad Cream, who's down here. By the way, Sal's had another baby. We do need to let her know so we know what she wants to call it. We've got Macho, we've got Nag, we've got Not Hungry, we've got Ocelot, Piss Sweets, Potato Salad, Private Ryan, Ravelin 2, Sausage Wallet, Sweet Corn, Tidy, and Wazdaka. Oh, that reminds me. The person who got killed by the vampire was Telier's second character, Tulier. I know we've got a thing about him being cursed in this fortress because he was the surveyor who discovered the site, but it seems to be actually accurate. He does seem to be getting killed repeatedly and immediately as soon as he's available for death. We've got 70 dwarves here who are not yet named, and with that in mind, I'm going to open up my request queue, if I can get my request queue open. Community, channel points, here we go. Let's go there, go to manage rewards and challenges, review requests queue, excuse me, housekeeping, and we want a cook called Cook. Well, that's easily attainable, surely we'll be able to find a cook to call Cook. So there we go, sort by cooking skill. We've got 2 without names. Oh, look at that, easy peasy. A level 3 cook, who's also a fish dissector, which I suppose comes in handy for cooking. If we set that nickname to C double OK. Oof, there we go. Commit. You're in, and I will take those channel points. Bosh. And then Curly Fries requests also a dwarf. I'm going to copy and paste your name, Curly Fries, and then we will choose one at random. I close my eyes to choose at random. Spin the mice wheel. It's only a mice wheel if you've got more than one mouse. That's insane. There we go. Oh, I've selected 2 for some reason. Let's pick the top one. Oh, look, they're both called Locum. Which, if I remember correctly, is something to do with doctors, isn't it? A locum is a kind of doctor? Or am I...
Yeah, normally... No, that's right.
I was going to say...
A locum is like a temporary doctor at the surgery.
Oh, so it's like a stand-in teacher, what they call a supply teacher.
Yeah,
It's a supply doctor.
Yeah.
Doctor, give me the news. I've got a bad case of logistic blues. Ooh, that actually scanned. That was probably one of my best musical interludes, and it wasn't even music. Amazing. So there we go. Stock takes are yucky. That's all I've been doing for the last couple of weeks. No fun. You know that big explosion that happened in the Lebanon? Is it Lebanon? I think it's Lebanon.
Yeah.
I used to work on a site for GlaxoSmithKline, which is no longer there. And I did stock takes of all the materials they had for making various drugs like Zidovudine and cisatracurium? Something like that. It had lots of really exotic ingredients. One of the ingredients we had on site that I did stock takes for was the ship that blew up in there. And looking at the size of the hole it left and the amount we'd had on site at any one time there, I'm glad that site isn't there anymore. It's nice. It's good. Although I'm guessing GlaxoSmithKline probably took greater care of their stocks of explosive shit than the Port Authority of Lebanon. I don't know. Never worked for the Port Authority.
You'd hope so.
Don't worry, Dave. You go and do your work. Do what's important. Don't watch this tap if it's going to distract from your life. That's crazy. What are you doing with all our channel points? You're hoarding them, aren't you? Well, the thing is, as soon as I take the channel points off of you, they just disappear into the ether. They evaporate. Very weird. I don't get to do anything with them. They're just a tally chart of how long you've been watching, I suppose. I'm a general manager for a set of warehouses, so I've been going to them doing their stock takes. Oh man, what sort of stuff have you got in there at the moment? Is it like different stuff all the time, or are we talking the same stuff coming through all the time? Because I believe, Curly Fries, you are in Australia, right? You work at the work for the warehouses at the airports or something. Could be wrong. My memory is not 100% accurate, but I think I'm close. Let's unpause the action in Dwarf Fortress. Let's see what happens. We've got the vampire restrained, so we shouldn't be seeing any more deaths. Oh, and there's these petitions that have been backed up. That's been sitting there for ages. All the time I was making those quantum stockpiles, I've been ignoring this. The Silky Hall has many members in Cryptbeards, and now requires a guild hall. The location must be built and furnished with the hall designated for a craftsdwarf guild. Do you approve this request? I do approve this request. Yes. Okay. So we've got no more that require our attention. We can dig a nice little space over here next to all the other guild halls and other such things. I'm going to put a double thick wall next to it. There we go. And then we come over here, bang. So we can smooth it all out and make it look nice and have like engravings just for the interior technically of these things. Because apparently if you engrave on a wall that's only one thick, the engravings only count on one side of that wall. And I don't even know how to make sure it's on the right side.
I thought they only engraved on one side of the wall no matter what. So if they did it on the outside, the wrong side, you're stuffed.
At least the corridor will be fancy. It's 2 furniture warehouses. One is an ink warehouse for printing. Holy shit. I bet you've got more value in that warehouse than Fort Knox.
Yeah.
Unless, when they say warehouse, it's like a doll's warehouse, like a tiny little doll's house warehouse with little ink cartridges in it. That's the only possible way it could not be worth billions of dollars at retail. And then 3 general goods warehouse. You left the airport job a little while back due to moving. Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. A step up in the world. Improvement. Good, I'm presuming. I am presuming. Anyway, there's our hall being dug out for our craftsdwarf guild. Nobody's picked up... Oh no, somebody has picked up the order. That's good. The mines have been abandoned, which probably means everything of interest has been dug out of them, which is kind of sad, but I'm sure we'll find more on lower levels. I have a horrible feeling that all the cool shit is going to be on the levels where I'm actually digging my fortress. And as I go deeper, I'm going to find less and less interesting ores. Less and less? Fewer and fewer? Fewer and fewer. That sounds better. Because it's correct. I wish they were that small. Stock take would be easier. That's true. I imagine a doll's house stock take would be much, much simpler. Ooh! Cog Toulon Farash, the suturer, has withdrawn from society. Very nice. Where are they? Can we see them on the map anywhere? Where have they withdrawn from? Oh, there they are. Look down the bottom. We are heading over to the trade area, the building area, the industrial zone. And it's a craftsdwarf workshop, so probably going to be a boring item. Speaking of which, let's look at the artifact that was created while I wasn't streaming. Let's take a little peeky poo at you. Shift L brings me the list, and here it is. Oh, wait. Oh, it's 2. There's 2 of them. No. Oh, no. Basis hopes the massive birth. That was on stream. This one is called Ubasked Atesh Zodost, Scream-Fed, the Radiances of Rot, a Silver Mace. Intriguing name. Hopefully it will carry through on the description, but we'll see. And we've also had Ginonaluth, Stern Defect, a persimmon wood animal trap. Very boring. So we'll have a look at this one first. It's worth 45 grand. Could be good. This is a silver mace. All craftsdwarfship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with cushion-cut shawls, studded with silver, and decorated with giant cave spider silk and pigtail. This object menaces with spikes of pigtail. On the item is an image of Toulon Passwheel, the dwarf, and dwarves in koala leather. Toulon Passwheel is surrounded by the dwarves. The artwork relates to the ascension of the dwarf Toulon Passwheel to the position of Queen of the Bolt of Gripping in 254. Oh, very boring. Never mind. At least it's a silver mace, artifact weapon, and, you know, there's a nice synergy between blunt weapon and silver. Don't often get that with artifacts. Not that it really matters, I suppose. At the point you've got an artifact, it's pretty cool. And then we'll look at this persimmon wood artifact wood animal trap. Wood trap. Who needs to trap wood? This is a persimmon wood animal trap. All craftsdwarfship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with round rhyolite cabochons and cushioned goshenite cabochons. decorated with turkey bone and encircled with bands of persimmon wood, giant cougar leather, and oval rhyolite cabochons. This object is adorned with hanging rings of rhyolite and menaces with spikes of rope reed. On the item is an image of dwarves in hazelwood. The dwarves are labouring. The artwork relates to the foundation of Cryptbeards by the Guild of Dabblers of the Bolt of Dripping in the early spring of 500. Very exciting. Also, we've only been going for 5 years. Or we have been going for 5 years, rather, not only, and barely made any progress. This little starter fortress, bleh, very weak source. Could be doing a lot better. Look at this zinc stockpile. It's already filled up. Because we dug up so much of this fucking sphalerite. I've got to get rid of it. I've got every single one of these, smelteries smelting my sphalerite into zinc, but it's still coming faster than I can deal with it. As the prostitute said to the bishop. What's the deal with this fort? Well, the deal with this fort, Curly, is that I'm doing Telier's Fabulous Embark, which was recently also done by Sal. And at the end of it, I'm going to give her my map and some footage and stuff of all that stuff, and she's going to do some kind of wonderful magic with it in the editing suite and make a nice video. So hopefully it will all work out well. Hopefully she'll get a buttload of views on it. Although maybe not. The idea of views that have been in someone's butt seems a bit grim. Ideally, just like lots of views would be better. So we've got our little room dug out for the new guild hall. So if I say DS and smooth the walls, I can also say I pop in a zone and make it a meeting zone. Enter, what's the meeting area? M. It's very dark in this room. Why am I... Let me just open the door a bit so I can actually see the letters on my keyboard and don't have to sort of squint down at my lap to see what's going on here. Right, there we go. So, make it a meeting area. That's great. Assign a location. We don't want to make it the Untamed Chapel. We don't want to make it the Birth of Earth. We need to add a location. There we go. It's going to be a Craft Guild Hall. And we want a Craftsdwarf Guild Hall, which is, excuse me, somewhere down here. Craftsdwarf Hall, there we go. The Silky Hall has 10 members. Bosh, in you go. The Rough Trades. Doesn't that have a... Maybe, no, I'm just misinterpreting it. I'm sure I'm seeing something that it's not supposed to be. Let's get them in there. Let's have them start doing some fancy pants stuff. And I'm also going to put a door on their guild hall just to make sure it's nice. Just to make sure they love it and they can lock the door and everything. That's what they're hoping for, right? I should probably also put a little bit of furniture in this bad boy, because even though it's a temple, you know, everyone needs a surface to put stuff down on every now and again, right? Everyone needs a surface. By the way, Curly, I don't know if you're aware of quite how rare some features are in Dwarf Fortress, but this map actually has a natural waterfall. I go up onto the surface here and come up a few Z levels over this way. You can follow the main river down and see there, that little bit there, that little load of steam and spray. That's a waterfall. How tall is it, you ask? Or maybe you didn't, I don't care. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Z levels of waterfall, which is amazing. I don't know why all this water here before it goes off is red. What's going on there? Oh, the water's full of apricot, alder and apple leaves. Okay. So it's like a roiling mass of water and leaves. Fair enough. Fair enough. It is pretty, and I'm hoping at some point, once the fortress is a little more established and I start making the fancy area of the fortress, to have like a pathway that goes underneath it so dwarves can walk under and get cleaned and all that kind of stuff. Maybe even make it the entry to the fortress. If only it was a bloodfall, that would be impressive. Or, well, I don't know. Maybe it would be dangerous. Could put vampire blood in the river, although I don't think there'd be enough to turn people, right? Is this going to get built? Yeah, there's been a few tantrums that I missed, and they smashed up a few things. One of the things they smashed up was a farm. They smashed up a couple of the magma forges. You've got to be careful in this one just to make sure that all the things you put down are still there, because although we don't have a serious issue with happiness in the fortress yet, we keep constantly having like a couple of dwarves who are a bit moody and start smashing shit up. I wonder how a bloodfall would look IRL. It would probably move a bit slower than a waterfall. Probably. It would also have, I would guess, like a crust on top of it, like a scabby crust as the surface comes in contact with air. It would be like a mudslide after a while, I think. Like if you leave a bucket of blood out, will it form a scab, or does the blood have to be live for scabs to form? Is it like forming a skin on a bit of milk? I'm not sure.
I think the better way of calling it would be a skin rather than a scab.
Well, like solidified, congealed blood. That's what a scab is, right?
No, it's not all of the blood, is it? Because it's what when the hemoglobin gets stopped, it's the plasma that comes through and does that congealing and setting. It's not actually I think it's not the blood.
See, Claycree thought it was the skin that made the scab. I was under the impression that what it was the blood platelets have like a texture to them, which when they dry, they hook onto each other and sort of hold together.
That might be true. That's what I might be thinking about, platelets rather than plasma. Yeah.
No, I think platelets are part of the plasma. I mean,
probably.
I'm no hematologist. My blood knowledge is not tip top. It has to be said, but maybe we're right. Maybe we have a hematologist in chat. It's unlikely, but possible. Dwarf Fortress does attract quite a few technical types, it has to be said. So maybe someone with a medical degree could be watching. Although, if I found out my doctor was watching my stream, I'd be like, what are you doing? What? Really? You're a doctor.
Please go work. Please don't watch this.
Heal the sick, please. I don't think I'd fare well in the medical sector. I have the bedside manner of... I was about to go to a very dark place there. Thank God I pulled myself back from the brink. Let's think. I've got the bedside manner of Harold Shipman. There we go. Actually, Harold Shipman was a confidence trickster on one level, wasn't he? So he probably had a pretty good bedside manner. Just it was disingenuous.
Oh, yeah. He swindled a bunch of women out of their money and men out of their money, I think, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, that was why he was doing it, wasn't it? He wasn't what you call a pure serial killer. He was a con artist covering his tracks.
Yeah.
He wasn't motivated by the art of the form, so to speak. Then again, how many are? I've been meaning to watch a film about that called The House That Jack Built. I think it's...
Oh, yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, the idea is it's about a serial killer who tries to justify his killings as an ongoing art piece. I think it's a Lars von Trier film or something like that. So I'm not sure if it's going to be a great movie or a shit movie, but I keep hearing people talking about it and I'm tempted to give it a watch.
It's also a Metallica
I was going to say
song.
something darker than a serial killer. Yeah, I was going down a sort of genocidal path. I was going on an order of magnitude worse. Anyway, so the fortress is doing well. We've got ourselves organised. We've got all of our stone collected up. I've got actual mines going. We've got items, bars being smelted. Maybe not the most interesting bars. I feel like now might be the time to start thinking about the layout of the fortress proper. And I've already decided that most of my industry is going to stay where it is for now. I'm just going to expand along this way. And then as we've gone further along the map, how much space have we got? Not too much. We're going to start moving upwards towards the top right corner where we're going to have the entryway to the fancy part of the fortress. And then we'll seal the back doors. So we've got our clothing zone here. I could start giving that a little bit of attention. But it might make sense to break out another room and a few stock rooms just to get on top of the last few industries that we haven't done yet. So with that in mind, I'm going to say BW and have a look at what we have and haven't got. We don't have a quern. Is that really necessary right now? We've got 2 leatherworks, 2 clothiers' shops, no bower's workshop. So I could put a bower and a siege engineer. Then again, what am I going to do with siege engineers? They are pretty guff, aren't they? Literally, the catapults are useless and the ballistas are only of any use if you've got an enormous long corridor to fire the bolt down. And even then, they're not brilliant. We've already got Metalsmith's forges in the form of magma forges. Craftsdwarf Workshop, got loads of those. Stills, farmers' workshops, kitchens, fisheries. We don't have an ashery or a soapmaker's workshop. What I could do is just a leftovers room. We'll put a boa, a siege engineer, an ashery, and a soapmaker's workshop. Maybe I want to put a couple of dyers' shop in the clothes zone. Let's do it. We're not going to use them yet, but it's nice to have them there for when they're useful. Do you ever dabble with dyeing, Junkie?
No. It's one of those things that I felt a bit surplus to requirements.
Apparently, as trade items go, dyed clothes are top level, top tier, premium stuff. But I've never really given it a go.
Well, whoever gave you the spiked ball tip was definitely right. So
I can't even remember where I found
tip.
that. I think I just saw it. Might have been Clinadev from the Dwarf Fortress subreddit mentioned in one of his things. Because the reason that works is you have a base value for a material, and then the object you make with it has a modifier, and the largest modifier is for spiked balls. So the most valuable item you can make out of any material is a spiked wooden ball. A spiked ball. However, wood is the most abundantly available material at the start of the game, and it's very good for leveling up your carpenters because they make them super quick, super fast.
Yeah, and carpenters is obviously one of your first professions. So
yeah, you were asking about how you get hold of clay before I started streaming, weren't you? Does anybody in chat know how one would go about?
I figured it out.
Okay.
I found fire clay because I was looking at the wrong. I was looking at like sandy loam or something. Whereas if it had been clay loam, I probably would have been okay.
So do you dig it out as like you would a bit of stone, or do you collect it like sand?
You collect it like sand, I believe, because if you press, if you do a zone, it comes up with a sand 0, clay 0, or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just going to get this quartzite put into the.
I am going to have to go now. Actually,
no worries.
It's 2:00.
No worries. I'll catch you later on.
Yeah, cool.
If I'm still going later on, feel free to join back in. Give us a shout. I may stop and then start up again when you're back at some point. I'm not going to stop right now. I'm going to keep going for a bit, but we'll see what happens. Have a good trip wherever you're going.
Will do. See you later.
Ta-da.
Bye.
Right, let me just get out of this call so we're not showing random crap on the other window. There we go. And now there's Dwarf Therapist in the background again, just like the olden days, just like shit used to be. You guys are playing it together. I am new to this game. No Marchesny, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Is that the right pronunciation? I'm going to go with that as the pronunciation. We are playing together, but we're playing separate instances of very similar embarks. We just happen to be playing it at the same time and having a little chit chat. I believe there is some kind of multiplayer mod for Dwarf Fortress, but I don't understand it or know anything about how it works. So, give it a go. If anyone knows, give it a try. Cancel sheer animal, no creature? ? That doesn't seem right. This is a big room full of sheep. How do we... Oh, maybe they've all been sheared. I mean, that's a possibility, right? That's a possibility. Then again, we've got alpacas, we've got sheep. Surely they can't get through the entire lot of them that quickly. Just seems unlikely. Very unlikely. Okay. I'm wondering why this farm isn't getting built. What's going here? We've got construction inactive, but it's not like we don't have farmers in the fortress. We've got quite a few knocking around. Oh, Chunky Nut just gave birth. Oh, and just after he left as well. What a shame. Not here to revel in the inevitable congratulations that come from childbirth. Poor old Chunky missing out. But never mind. It's just another little mewling mouth in the fortress to feed. Which isn't too bad, is it? At least it's not a barren fortress. We don't want a Children of Men style scenario, do we? That would be awful. There's a film that I see a lot of people like going on about how great that movie is, but I don't know, I watched it and it just left me cold. I don't know why. Like, the cinematography is pretty good, but I just felt like the story was a bit of a plodder. Didn't seem to go anywhere. Well, I mean, it went somewhere, it did stuff, but it took a long time to do it. Maybe I'm just a Philistine, some kind of horrific art idiot. It's entirely possible. So, we've got any needs that need to be met here in the fortress? Everything looks fairly well appointed. I'm going to dig out that next room I was talking about for the siege engine and the boa and all that kind of stuff. There we go. Let's do a double wide. Why not? Hang on. There we go. Ooh. And then underneath the storeroom, I can do the corridor. And then underneath that, we will do the room where the workshops will be. Isn't that fancy? Look at that. Wow. Wow. Amazing. What can we do? Because I feel like now that we've got a handle on our raw materials, it might be interesting to turn to look at the things that we can make en masse and how to improve their value. But equally, what are we going to gain from it? Because much as we can get a huge amount of trade value from decorated, finely crafted materials, there's not much we can buy from them, right? Not much. Why 2 doors? It's for me, it's just a visual thing, the little symmetry element. Also, if a dwarf is getting something from, like, it seems that it gives like a path to the room. Like a dwarf picking something up will go in one side, grab it, and come out the other, maybe. Or if it's close, maybe they'll go in and out. I just feel like giving more than one opening makes it easier for dwarves to get in and out. If it's blocked by someone standing there, they can always choose the other one. It probably makes more sense to do like double doors next to each other. But this is just a method that I've fallen into over time. An ideal way to do it, I have done it before, is you have the stock rooms. You've got like the production rooms in the middle. Excuse me, just rearranging. Oh, there we go. We've got the production rooms in the middle. You have like one stockpile set above with all the raw materials, and then below you put the stockpile with all the finished goods. And then once you've done that, you have like a nice flow from bottom to top, or top to bottom, whichever way's the way you want to go. And the pathing stays nice. Of course, this fortress has been a bit of a departure from my recent previous fortresses, because normally these days I follow the rule of verticality and I try and make the fortress an up-down kind of affair with segregated layers. But in this instance, it just hasn't really happened that way. I've just done this horrible, sprawling initial fortress to get things started, and I'm not really sure how I'm going to take it. I could just keep going as it is, build the industrial zone over this way, and then once we've got that built out, build a nice fancy dining hall and all that jazz over here, and have an entry. What's that? What's this little creature here? A giant hamster. Okay, fair enough. And then we can have an entryway into the fort that goes under this waterfall, which should be quite nice, very fancy. I mean, if you've got a natural waterfall on your map, you've got to use it, right? You can't ignore that kind of thing. So that's one way I could do it. Or I could go super deep, all the way down here, all the way down past the caverns. Oh, there we go. Past the caverns. Hang on a minute. Did I hook up that? Yes, I did. Sorry, there was a gate down here, a bridge down here that I hadn't hooked up, and I was getting a bit concerned that I'd forgotten to do it, because there's a forgotten beast in the cavern layer that's shutting off, but it's fine. It's all shut down. I could come right down to the bottom of the map and start digging around down here to build my fortress. At this point, where I've stopped digging down here, this is where the magma starts appearing, so there's a lot of hot, warm stone knocking around, so I need to be a little bit careful about how I'm digging. But I don't know, we might get some fancy stuff down here. I often do no walls, says Clay Creed. Probably kills my frames per second, though. You've got a bit of a trade-off, really. Sometimes you want... Oh, look, I've saved on an empty, boring screen. Sometimes you want open spaces to facilitate pathing of dwarves, but you don't want to give the dwarves too much choice in how they're moving across the map. That's not ideal, because the more choice they have, the more they think per cycle, and the more frames per second you lose, which obviously isn't ideal. And that's it. You want to keep your frames high, right? Oh, I'm being informed by Clyde in Discord that I've been by myself in this call for some time, and they've shut it down. I do apologise, Clyde. I didn't mean to sit there in an empty call with Chunky. How rude of me. How resource-hoggingly rude. Come on, save. I've got to get more progress in this fort before my frames per second die. It might be sensible. I know last session I put the population caps up to the vanilla levels from Lazy Noob Pack, but it might be sensible to bring the caps down a little bit, because 50 frames a second is a good amount to have. Do I really want to go too much lower? Do I want to invite frame rate death in this manner? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I know what I do want to invite, though. The finish of this save. Come on. I don't actually care that autumn has come. Calm down. Let me get some progress done. Well, I suppose it is important to save. We have had a few crashes on this version of Dwarf Fortress, so there's a chance we could lose all of our sweet, sweet progress. And we don't want that to happen. Progress lost? Ugh. Disgusting. Absolutely outrageous. Progress saving? Oh, mwah, lovely. Okay, so we can go deep or we can stay shallow. I mean, if we go deep, we're going to have the problem of people puking up every time they go to the surface. But that's not so bad if we make them come through the waterfall to get to the fortress. Also, only partial cavern revelation has happened, so that if we do stray over towards the waterfall and start digging down, we run the risk of penetrating caverns we've already discovered by digging around where we haven't looked yet, which is a bit awkward. Okay. So it looks like we haven't got any idlers, which means our miners are currently doing some digging, which is interesting, because I didn't think I had any digging. Oh, of course I've got digging designated. What an idiot. Of course I have. Let's build that Boa's workshop first, which will need some wood or bones. I'm not sure which. Where are they? There's the Boa's workshop. It's if under workshops, funnily enough. Boa's workshop. There we go. We'll put one of those there, even though chances are we will never use it. Make it out of schist. Likewise for a siege workshop. Ooh, look at that boy. As my son would say, in a way that annoys me greatly, damn boy, he thick. What else have we got here? An ashery. We wanted an ashery, didn't we? And then beyond that, we'll make a... What did I just make that out of? Let's try again. Ashery. Microcline blocks, that's fine. Hazelwood barrel, that's fine. Sandpearwood bucket, that's also fine. And then after that, we want the soapmaker's workshop. Bosh, 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 bosh. There we go. So now we have all the workshops covered. All the potential production pipelines are ready. While we have access to the surface and potential wood, I feel like I should probably make some ash, because we've hit the point now using the auto chop where I've only got fruit trees and trees that produce edible food available, and that's not perfect because they're not chopping anything down. Let's come up here a little bit, see if we can find ourselves a nice flat area here. What are these trees? What are you growing? What are you growing? Birch trees? Birch, please. What's this? Why aren't you cutting these down? Our wood stockpiles are low. DT? Or are birch trees... I know you can get like a birch tea out of birch trees that's kind of like a drinkable sap, but I don't know about that. Okay, is anyone going to come chop these trees? I'm not seeing anyone taking on the job. Is this an unreachable area? Is this a place that nobody can get to? Clearly not. There's someone fanning around up there. Look. Who's this? Who's this little fella? It's a human. Okay, so maybe our dwarves can't actually get up there. They must be able to, right? Well, actually, if they were able to get up there, they would have actually dug the trees already, wouldn't they? Okay, let's see if we can Give them a little bit of an assistance getting up there. Where's my entrance to the fortress? That's fine. We're going to dig. I'm going to make this priority 1. And we're going to dig an access tunnel up to that plateau. What I'm going to do is go into the wall here. Diddly diddly diddly. Oh, careful. Don't diddly too much. No? Oh, that's chopping trees. That's why it's not working. There we go. Diddly diddly. And then we press I up downstairs. And we'll just go up to the surface from that point. Just check there's nothing below that I'm breaching. Lovely. Good. Up, 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 up. Oh, scruttocks. It's not quite far enough. Okay, we won't do that. We'll dig down a bit. And then we'll go up here, question mark. Yeah, a little bit, just a touch further. Just a teensy weensy little bit more. And then going down, no, going up. Bang, surface. Lovely. Is that going to work? Hopefully it will give us access to the area. I'm starting to appreciate why dwarves hate the sun. I know, Druid's Mead, right? It's just too warm. It's just too warm. Far too hot. Oh, someone's created a masterpiece granite coffin. Hold on a minute, there was someone in a mood, wasn't there? Have they completed their mood? Look, here they are, they're sitting there with their missing materials. Holy shit, that guy could have gone nuts. Let's quickly forbid the cinnabar. There we go, so they go off and get more materials. And hopefully they will begin their construction once we figure out what they want. So there we go. Go grab some more cinnabar. Come back down here, reset your crazy clock. And then once the crazy clock has stopped going tick-tock, then we will check out what you want. Because then we can supply it. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Be lovely. Very powerful stuff. Come on. Get over there. I wish dwarves would use wheelbarrows more liberally. I feel like they just ignore them. They use it to gather stuff and put it in a stockpile, and then that's it. Beyond that, they're like, nah, I can use it. I don't need one otherwise. I can carry everything else by hand. Right, stacked cloth. Shouldn't be a problem. Rough gems. Shouldn't be a problem. Forest. Ah, wood. Okay, so he wants wood. Cut gems. Quarry, yeah, it's fine. Skeletons, got that. Stacked cloth, it's definitely wood. He can't, like many men who are older, get wood, which is a shame. It's a tragedy, a crying shame. Back up to the surface again. Let's follow this tunnel. Once that has been done, they should be able to start digging. Wait, is this a birch tree? That's also a birch tree. Why don't we just cut down the birch trees? What are we getting off the birch trees that's edible? Maybe they do drink birch sap tea. It's possible. It's possible. Someone's redeemed Dwarf Therapist. As in, you want to have a look at Dwarf Therapist? Da 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 da. There's Dwarf Therapist. Very exciting. Very powerful tool. Helps you learn a little bit of Dwarf Fortress a little bit quicker. And then we go back to the home screen. If you did want to look at Dwarf Therapist, let us know. That's what you intended. The original intent of that command was for when I've forgotten to go back to Dwarf Fortress when Dwarf Therapist is up, so people can prompt me to go in. But these days, we use the command in chat, !poop, which makes a noise which notifies me about leaving it up on the screen. The giant Burns shade would be awesome. Mr. Burns. Oh yes, the Mr. Burns sunshade. Yes. Or does anyone remember from back in the 90s, Vampire the Masquerade? They had that group of vampires called the Chemise who wanted to blot out the sun. Do you remember that? They had a powerful discipline, didn't they? What was it called? I can't remember the name of it, but it was all to do with manipulating shadows. Very, very powerful stuff. Bit rude to call the therapist of dwarves a powerful tool. Well, not a tool as in you fucking tool, as in, you know, a useful thing. A very useful thing indeed. Oh, we could do some surface level mining. I'm spotting some materials here. But I'm not gonna do any surface level mining. No. Let's also mark these birch trees for cutting. There we go. Get rid of those. And then hopefully we'll have some lovely birch wood available for our moody boy. How you doing, Moody? You okay? Yeah? Everything fine? Good. Good. We should end up with some birch pretty quickly. Unless maybe all of our woodcutters died. Excuse me, hiccups. That might be the case. Let's have a quick look. Wood cutting. There we go. Sort by nothing. Holy shit. We don't... Oh, yeah, we do. We've got 3 perfectly acceptable woodcutters. We've got Sausage Wallet, Tidy, and this unnamed dwarf called Ushrir. I say unnamed. Unnamed after a member of chat, not completely unnamed. I mean, dwarves come with names, right? That's what makes sense. What do you call boggans in the UK? I think they call them boggans. Aren't they like a little mining spirit? Or am I thinking of something else? Boggans? I think a boggan is like the name. Let's just check that. Let's just check it. B-O-G-A-N. Boggan. Oh, sorry, bogan. A bogan. An uncouth or unsophisticated person regarded as being of low social status. Some bogans yelled at us from their cars. Oh, heavens. Bogan. Bogan. Look at that, Google. How useful are you telling me how to pronounce words? Excellent stuff. A caravan from Elath Zagod has arrived. Oh, okay. Good. It's a good job I've got a large selection of spiked wooden balls for trade. I'm happy about that. Then again, I may have actually used up all my spiked wooden balls. I'm not entirely sure. Hello, Uruz Rune. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. And those of you who don't know, Uruz Rune also streams Dwarf Fortress. Give him a little look. Well worth a peek. Druidsmead says, do we have city billies? Chav, I suppose. I see. Like a hillbilly, but city billies. It makes sense. Yokels. I mean, there's loads of terms for them, right? There's loads. Hello, Specs Marina. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. I mean, there's tons of terms. They've got chav and various other ones, but I'm not that well versed in that sort of realm of nomenclature. I'm not really one for using those kind of names. Not that I'm opposed to it per se. They're useful as descriptors sometimes, but yeah, a chav, someone who wears the Burberry stuff and robs people, I suppose. Although it's kind of it's a disparaging term for lower class, working class people, which I think is unfair. Thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. Lovely. Look at that. I caught it while the announcement was still on the screen. Well done. And I managed to restrain myself from reading their name out loud before they've said anything in chat. What a considerate and courteous streamer I am. Oh, I'm so great. Chav, Council House and Violent. Is that what it's supposed to stand for? I don't know, I think that's a backronym rather than the actual meaning of it. I remember the term suddenly popping up in discourse, but I couldn't tell you the origin story. I'm afraid I am not an etymologist or an entomologist. 2 very different things, but I am not either of them. Okay, are they going to start chopping down these birch trees up here? It looks like they now have access to this area, so whereas previously they didn't. So hooray, hurrah. A man in a bra. And we've brought some wood down. This is good. And it looks like the dwarf with a mood, yep, is on the move. He's moving. Nice. Good. Okay. What stones have we uncovered here? We've got microcline, we've got schist, and I think that might be it. Is it just microcline and schist? It is. That's good. Once all of this quartzite has been dumped, DBD, we can turn and start gathering up some of the materials that we've exposed there, digging shit up. Although we also have to move some of this schist. Oh, actually, I could just make a schist stockpile, couldn't I? Let's do that. P, C, T. Go get rid of that. Don't want bars and blocks. We want stone. And then we want to forbid all of this. Go back to other stones and say, where is the schist? Show me the schist. There we go. And then we'll make a stockpile over the top of the schist we've already collected, so it doesn't end up getting collected again, like that. Enter, pause, cool. And then what I'm going to need to do immediately, escape I, is go over to the schist stockpile, which I believe is... Can my mouse cursor tell me? Pause. That is the schist stockpile. Excellent. My mouse cursor over it. Oh. Oh, what I need to do is say DBF. Forbid it. Forbid the schist stockpile. That's how it works. There we go. Whew. For a moment there, I thought I was going to disassemble my quantum stockpile, but no, I'm far too clever for that kind of carry-on. Far too clever. Is there a Chav accent or way of speaking? Fists. I suppose that works. It would be regional. Basically, every region of the UK has its own set of accents that would be considered higher or lower class, I suppose. Not every single region, but broadly speaking, there's several areas of potential accents, and I don't know. Just I don't think there could be one. I think it definitely depends where you come from. You've got London Chav. You've got I suppose there's a separate. Is there a West Country Chav? I don't know. The famous, of course, the West Country, the origin of the famous farmer or pirate accent. Arr, depending on what your choice is. The liaison from the Mountain Homes wants to discuss her situation. However, I could not give less of a fuck about that. So, let's go up here and call Sal up to the trading zone, because if we don't, we're not going to get to do any trading. She's currently storing an item in a stockpile, which is fine. It's not a problem. We should be okay with that. What I'm worried about is why they're not reloading these cage traps. You see these darker patches on the cage trap array? They're cages that have been pulled off and the trapped creature has been stored, but no spare cage has been brought up, which is weird because if I look down here, you definitely have a load of cages that aren't being used. And, yeah, we've got a whole cage stockpile here that's not being used. So, why? Why? Oh, Specs Marina has requested a miner. Okay, well, we can do that. Let's have a little look at the namey list. Are you the only person in it? No, Marchesini? Damn it, I'll get it right eventually. Has also requested a dwarf. So let's do that. First of all, we'll go over to Dwarf Therapist. We shall pick a random dwarf for Marchesini because he has not, or she, they have not requested one in particular. Let's go to Has Nickname. Go down here. Mouse wheel, click. And we have chosen a locum. Sure, that's interesting. That seems to be a very common thing. Oh, it looks like it could be a baby or a child. Let's just check that. It's a child. There we go. There's 14 children in the fortress and 2 vulnerable babies. But well done. Mark's complete. And then Specs Marina wants a miner, which we should have available. Shouldn't be a problem. I sort by mining, scroll down to the unnamed, and look at that. We've got a powerful legendary miner as yet to be named. Paste. There we go. Specs Marina. Bosh. Should also probably put Rando 303 in there, thinking about it. He doesn't have a dwarf yet. RANTO 303. Bosh. There we go. Commit. Boom. Everybody who wants a dwarf got a dwarf. Hooray. Oh, hello. If we go back over to the fortress. Cog Toulon Farash the Suturer has created Neth Astod, a koboldite figurine of Lolor Dream Shields. He claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor, Dwarf 28. Riperuff. That's a weird name. I would feel confused if someone said that was their name to me. Okay, let's have a little look at the Balance of Gulfs, a koboldite figurine of Lolor Dream Shields. 68 grand, not particularly valuable, but it's also not a shit tier artifact. This is a koboldite figurine of Lolor Dream Shields. All Crafts dwarfship is of the highest quality. The item is a masterfully designed image of Lolor Dream Shields the dwarf and Frightful Spiral the giant dingo in koboldite by Cog Toulonfash. Frightful Spiral is striking down Lolor Dream Shields. The artwork relates to the killing of the dwarf necromancer Lolor Dream Shields by the giant dingo Frightful Spiral in the Murk of Harmonies in 146. It is encrusted with oval-cut carnelians and radiant-cut purple spinels. decorated with giant cave spider silk and sheep wool, and encircled with bands of cushioned cinnabar cabochons and birch. This object menaces with spikes of cobaltite and turkey bone. On the item is an image of Zolban bolted wet. The dwarf in clear zircon. Zolban bolted wet is making a plaintive gesture. The artwork relates to the drowning of the dwarf Zolban bolted wet in the murk of harmonies in the late winter of 503. Okay. I'm learning a lot. Thanks for the UK lesson. Why is your FPS massive when you pause the game? I've uncapped it. I don't know if it's having any effect whatsoever, because as soon as I resume, you'll notice it drops back down to double digits. But apparently early game, it can have a big difference, like the early little segments of the game, like getting underground, digging your first mining bit, they just whiz by. What's this? Vomit? We've got vomit on the floor. Oh, God. They're already becoming cave adapted, and they've only spent a little while underground. I would call that highly disappointing. And it looks like they have barely built any of these workshops. The Ashery's built. The soap-making one isn't, the siege engineers isn't, and nor is the bowmakers. Disappointing, but to be honest, they were just the dregs of things that needed doing. We're not particularly worried about having them there. As this cobaltite, there should be dumping going on here. This quartzite should be being bunged into the quartzite quantum stockpile. It doesn't seem to be happening. Why is this? What gives? What gives? Should be going in there. Come on. Come on, dwarves. Start dumping the quartzite. Mind you, they're probably a little bit more interested in the schist. It's closer. They're bringing it from over here, so it doesn't take as long to get there. What we should do is say, don't haul it by hand. Use bloody wheelbarrows. It's going to make things a damn sight quicker. I like that. I like the fact that we seem to have a degree of nominative determinism here. If you've died from drowning, it is interesting that your name contains the word wet, or damp, or glug, or something of that nature. If only it happened more often. Why is that little bit of that thing not smoothed? This should be smoothed. Oh, maybe the dwarves are just taking the time to go and get some food or something. That's probably the thing that's happening. Can't guarantee it, of course, but it's probably what's happening. What's this here? A quartzite armour stand. Why have we ended up with an armour stand over there when we've already fulfilled our requirement to keep 10 armour stands in stock? Holy shit, I've just realised something that I haven't done yet. A barracks. We don't have a barracks. We've not even begun to train any of our dwarves militarily. I think the only squad we have has 2 people in it. Well, actually, we've got 2 squads, but one of those is just a means by which to control where a vampire stands. So maybe what I should do is dig out a barracks and start setting some people up to get trained, right? That seems like a sensible thing to do, doesn't it? Initially, the plan was to make these rooms the barracks, but they seem to have become permanent places for these this jeweler and this mechanic. You know what? We could move them, couldn't we? We could easily move the jeweler and the mechanic. In fact, I might put the mechanic over here, put the mechanism stockpile here. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Build workshop T for mechanic, of course. Pop that in the corner there. Bosh. Make it out of hazelwood logs? I don't think so. Let's make it out of microcline blocks. And you know what? Maybe we should put a second mechanics workshop, just to make sure we've got a bit of throughput when times are tough. Just when we really need those mechanisms to be made. And then what I'm going to do is say, I'm going to go over here and check our standing order for mechanisms. What have we got? Shift A. Huh? No. Whoa. What have I done here? How have I changed that? D for details. Yeah? No? Alright, we have to 5 to 10 mechanisms made out of rock. We've got 6 in store. Right, what I'm going to have to do is say, turn off the repeat, cancel that order, and then destroy that one, and then we come down here, and we'll put the order in both of these workshops. Oh, they need building first. Congratulations, scoundrel. You've just destroyed your capacity to make mechanisms. Well done. Let's make a stockpile for mechanisms, which I believe are a subset of furniture. And I will say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's up it to keeping 20 mechanisms in stock. That makes more sense to me. Get a nice collection, so we've got a buffer and we can build lots of stuff at once if we need to. Go to settings, down to furniture. We'll forbid everything except mechanisms. Lovely. And then we'll go over to this mechanism stockpile and we will delete it. Delete it. Delete it. Delete it. There we go. All done. All done. I mean, the distinction between furniture and finished goods is very weird, but I feel like what happened is that Toadie's just been working through the game bit by bit, and lots of things get started, end up being made one way, and then another system comes into play that makes it a nonsense. So I think the Steam release is probably going to give them an opportunity to do a little bit of rationalization and going back over old stuff, but we'll see. Apparently there's a new Dwarf Fortress podcast available that I haven't listened to yet. I might have to go and listen to that in a bit. That could be fun. That could be a bit of a giggle, couldn't it? Could be a bit of a chuckle. Hooray. Thank you very much for the follow there, Chesney. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Why do I have so many dogs, says Specs Marina. That is a good question. Let's take a little look at our dog population. Yikes. Okay. The main reason I don't have Eagle? Okay. The main reason I have so many dogs is because I haven't been spaying or killing any of my dogs. So with that in mind, let's try and get a few frames back. I'm just going to go on a quick slaughter fest. Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil, if she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will. There we go. Coats and gloves all round. Very nice. I mean, ideally, for the finest fur, I should have been killing the puppies. But to be honest, I'm more interested in the meat than the skins. We can provide other forms of cloth for making clothes. It's fine. That's not entirely true. I'm not a fan of dogging per se, but it works as a joke. It works as a joke. I like it. Welcome back to the stream, Wishcraft for you too. Thanks for joining us again. Kill more males than females. The females can quickly breed new ones for profit. To be honest, I should be setting up a training thing and training some war dogs just for that extra little bit of protection. They're not what you would call combat effective in the long run, but having a large number of dogs that can swamp your opponents and distract their targeting is kind of useful. We had a siege during the thing as well. I've just realised we need to add dogs to the front gates again. There we go. Add a dog there, and let's do another one. We will make them both same gender, so we don't end up with a forced population explosion as two dogs are chained up next to each other, get bored, and just enter a cycle of fucking. a big doggy style cycle. That was better. That was better. I should have gone for doggy style. There was a pun just waiting to be done. And did I get it? No. Oh, hello, the traders. Shit. That was close. Adil Coalheads. I just keep chasing pavements. Let's do a trade. Oh shit, I just turned off. Is Sal in there? Broken access depot, is she in there? She's not. Okay, we need to wait for Sal to get there for some reason. Did I? I did, yeah. I turned her off, she walked away. Now she's back. There we go. Good. Trade. We've brought up quite a few spiked wooden balls. One weapon bin that only has one ball in it. That's fine. And one that's got enough to total 33 grand's worth of trade value. Unbelievable. Well, we'll buy all their bars, just for the sake of building up our bar stockpile. It's nice to be able to make things out of metal and decorate stuff. Good to have various things supplied. I'm also going to buy their cut gems. I know it's not cost efficient, but whatever. Let's just buy them. Have them on hand, just in case we need them. I don't need their blocks for sure. I've got tons of blocks. Glass, we should be building up soon. Clay, let's buy some clay. Blah, 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 blah. Do I want ropes? Nah. useful in the end, won't they? Just a few will do. Keep coming down, see if we can find anything. Grizzly bear leather, water skins, not really my thing. A swan bone burris. I'm pretty sure we've seen the burris before, but let's take a look and see what it looks like. This is a swan bone burris. The drums are made from swan bone. The stand is made from peachwood. The heads are made from grizzly bear leather. The burris is a large stationary percussion instrument. It consists of 3 hourglass bone drums with leather heads, which rest on a wooden stand. The musician strikes the heads. The instrument has a 1-octave range, going from a middle to a mid-high pitch. Tuning is accomplished by adjusting the tension of the head. The instrument has a steady, delicate, wobbling timbre. So I'm imagining it sounds like this. Dum, dum, dum. You can hear my keys wobble on my keyboard there. Just in case you're wondering how I'm getting that slight vibrato, you can try it too. If you hum and you hold your fists out either side of your body, not out straight arms, bent arms in front of you, and then you shake them up and down as fast as you can, it will allow a vibrato to enter your voice. It's much less brain damaging than shaking your head. It's a little discovery I made while singing the toothbrushing song to my children when they're supposed to be brushing their teeth. Very powerful musical tools. So there we go. There's the burris. Not the most exciting instrument. What about a sizzle or a sizzle? I prefer a sizzle. That seems like a better way to pronounce it. This is a clay stone sizzle. The keyboard is made from garnierite. The case is made from claystone. The bells are made from saguaro ribwood. This object menaces with spikes of chrysoberyl. The sizzle is a huge stationary stone musical instrument above which hang 82 wooden bells. The musician uses a stone keyboard to select which of these bells are struck. The instrument has an 8-octave range, going from an extremely low to an extremely high pitch. The instrument has a graceful, rich timbre. Okay, so extremely low and extremely high. Dung. No, it's the wooden bells. Dung, 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 dung. I don't know if that sounded graceful or rich, in fact, but, I'm doing my best at making the sounds of wooden bells. I can't imagine a wooden bell sounding fantastic. Anyone familiar with wooden bells? Anybody? Oh, hello, Architect. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. Vibrato. You say vibrato, I say vibrato, you say potato, nobody says potato. There we go. Wooden bells would probably go clunk. That's true. Clunk, clunk. My vibrato bells. Clunk, 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 clunk. Oh, I could do the Big Ben bell toll. Clunk, 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 clunk. Clunk, 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 clunk. Meh. Meh, I say. The instrument sounds interesting to look at, but as one to make the sound of, not so much. How about a bronze remrit? We've seen that before, and the dacon, and the ron, but we'll have a little look at the remrit just to refresh our memories. This is a finely crafted bronze remrit. The remrit is a large handheld wind instrument consisting of 13 adjacent conical metal pipes. The musician blows through a double reed in each pipe. The instrument has a 3.5-octave range going from an extremely low to a middle pitch. The instrument has a sharp, strong, fluid timbre. And so we're looking at sharp, strong, fluid with 13 metal pipes that the musician blows through. But each pipe has its own. So basically it's like panpipes but made out of clarinets, or maybe oboes or something of that nature. It's like a load of clarinets and oboes stuck together in a row that are played by blowing through them. Sharp, strong, fluid. Fluid always makes me think like a gargly kind of, but I don't think that's what's intended there. I don't think fluid means that in the mind of Toady. Sharp, strong, reeded, whoop. So it's a panpipey, clarinety. I'm not sure I'm doing the Remrit justice, but it was the best I can do under the circumstances, because I am beginning to build an urgent need to go to the lavatory. What's probably going to happen is we're going to go for a bit longer, and then I'm going to take an extended break at about the 2-hour mark for the stream. And then when my son and Chunky are back from their various exploits outdoors, I'll pick up again a bit later on, and we'll do a lovely stream again. It'd be good, wouldn't it? Anyway, that's not for a bit yet. So let's look at the Copper Ron. What does a Copper Ron look like? Copper Ron sounds like a nickname for Ronald Weasley, doesn't it? Old Coppertop Ron. This is a well-crafted Copper Ron. It is encircled with bands of well-crafted giant rattlesnake bone. The neck is made from earthenware. The body is made from copper. The strings are made from giant cave spider silk. The item is finely designed... The plectrum is made from earthenware. On the item is an image of a radiant cut gem in giant cave swallow bone. On the item is a finely designed image of 3 fists of Dolak in llama bone. The Ron is a mid-sized, handheld, silk-stringed instrument with a ceramic neck connecting to a metal body. The strings are tied from the top of the neck down over the body, and the musician picks the main string with a ceramic plectrum. A drone string is occasionally plucked. Frets on the neck allow the musician to alter the pitch. Tuning is accomplished by pegs. The instrument has a 3-octave range, going from a mid-low to a high pitch. At all pitches, the instrument has a sharp, fluid timbre. It has 2 registers. The low register has a wavering, slicing timbre. So, it's like a sort of a guitar-ish thing. So we're going to go for a wavering, slicing, low-sounding guitar. Wavering, I think, means it tapers off. So we've got a dung sound from guitar, and then dung, 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 dung. It's got to be slicing. Slicing? I think that means hard at the start. Dung, 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 dung. Dun, 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 dun. The high register begins at middle pitch and has a full, strained timbre. Full and strained, both words that make me think, you really need to go to the toilet, scoundrel. You should. But we're going to hold off. We're going to hold off for a bit. I think it's going to sound sort of... dung, 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 dung. Dung, 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 dung. That's my best impression of a full-strained, plucked-stringed instrument, with both single string and drone string. Very exciting. We've already seen a burris. Sorry, not a Boris. That seemed crazy. Speaking of dung. Indeed, speaking of dung. Let's keep going down here. Forge, boat, hammer, puzzle box. Blah, blah, blah. Have they brought any interesting animals? Ram, no. Buck rabbit, no. I'm all about eagles. Unfortunately, before the crash that happened last stream, I bought a mating pair of eagles, and I forgot to get them again after the crash, so we've only got the 1 eagle sitting in our stockpile. In fact, it's not even an eagle that we bought, a domesticated eagle. It's a wild eagle in a cage, which I don't think is going to be ideal for getting eggs out of, especially because it's male. Very hard. You may as well attempt to get blood out of a stone as eggs out of a cock. Cockerel, you know what I mean. Dwarven wine? Sure. Dwarven milk? Not so much. Oh, sheep's milk, that's fine. We're not buying it though. Gila monster venom? Hand of night extract? Okay. I don't want a barrel full of hand of night extract. I suspect that might be extracted in a room called a masturbatorium, and I'm not happy about it. Dwarven wine barrel? Sure. Rum? Yeah, go on. Syrup? Nah. Let's ignore the venoms. Let's just get down to the solid foods. We'll buy all the solid foods they've got. Where is it? Past the weapons. Any food on this page? Nope. giant cave spider, silk dress, blah, 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 bismuth bronze shield, pigtail hood, steel caps, yada, yada, maple chest, rock nuts, alpaca wool bag. Yeah, they do tend to bring some boring shit, don't they? Let's buy a bag of gypsum, just in case we need it for our yet unbuilt hospital. Boat Glow's Folly leather bag. Not really that excited there. Cave cider silk bags, steel bolts, goose leather bags, blah, blah, blah. Octagon cut moss agates. Nah, I don't want large gems. Made the mistake of buying those before. Do I buy the anvils and start melting them down for steel and iron just because it's an easy source? Well, I'm going to buy them. We'll see how it works out otherwise. Here's the food, starting with prepared cow eyes. Ooh, yummy. Beefy gazers, as I call them. Elk bird heart, giant hamster tripe. Nothing like the stomach lining of a large rodent that stores food in its cheeks. Oh, delicious. Mog hopper. Got no idea what mog hopper is. I'm guessing it's some kind of fish, though. That tends to be what it is. Plump helmets, fine, and then various berries and leaves and other such stuff. Very nice. Blackberries, capers, giant cave spider silk thread. Actually, all the thread, very handy. We'll buy all that just so we've got it. Because silk, not really acquirable at the moment from our cave system. I've not seen the cave spiders that you'd need to get them. Alpaca wool trousers. Meh, we better make those. Leather quiver, bronze corkscrew, various cheeses. We'll buy the cheeses. Cheeser, and some accidental splint purchases, that's fine. Limestone altar. Sun and Moon, Principles and Practice, a copy. Let's take a look. This is a giant mole parchment scroll. It is encrusted with round obsidian cabochons and studded with well-crafted rose gold. The rollers are made from horn silver. This object menaces with spikes of sandpear wood. Written on the item is a manual entitled The Sun and Moon, Principles and Practice, authored by Col Postcloud. It concerns the relationship between the lunar and solar year. The writing is excessively ornate, yet it has a very serious tone. Overall, the prose is not awful, but not very good either. Nice. We're not buying it. Blind cave bear leather burris heads. Meh. Elot necks, scroll rollers. Doubts about the facts. Oh, this sounds topical. This sounds like current affairs. Let's have a little look. This is a white stalk parchment scroll. The rollers are made from malachite. Written on the item is a manual entitled Doubts About the Facts. It concerns the nature of truth. Overall, the prose is splendid. Oh, wow. Heavens above. This sounds like a YouTube video in the making. A clear glass elot plectrum. Book of the Food Chain. Now, this sounds like something you'd give to kids. This is a one-humped camel parchment scroll. The rollers are made from basalt. On the item is a well-designed image of two lion tamarin men in willow. Written on the item is a manual entitled Book of the Food Chain. It concerns the links between the diets of different creatures. Writing is reasonably serious. Overall, the prose is not awful, but not very good either. Beakers came full circle. Okay. This is a cavefish parchment scroll. The rollers are made from cryolite. Written on the item is a manual entitled Beakers Came Full Circle. It concerns the construction and use of the beaker. Overall, the prose is not awful, but not very good either. That's right, Sal, a daytime stream. By the way, you've had another baby, so you might want to get thinking about potential names. Break out the big book of baby names, not baby names. A Buristan. The Book of Rainfall. What's this? I will be taking a break in a minute, Sal, so if you are thinking about having a stream, I'm going to be taking maybe an hour or so's break shortly, and then I'll be starting up again, co-streaming with Chunky Nut. Very exciting, I'm sure you'll agree. If you want to use the opportunity for a quickie, don't. I mean, you know what I mean. This is a fox parchment scroll. The rollers are made from sphalerite. Written on the item is a manual entitled The Book of Rainfall, authored by Elena Crowlaws. It concerns the origin of rainfall through evaporation and condensation. Overall, the prose is masterful. Doesn't matter. The rainfall deniers will all come along and start saying how bad it is, because we've seen that they've got a rainfall denying social movement in this world. It's very, very disappointing. Foundations of Valves. Oh, it's a book about Gaben. This is a well-crafted raccoon parchment scroll. The rollers are made from marcasite. On the item is a well-designed image of a stingray and ibex bone. Written on the item is a manual entitled Foundations of Valves, authored by Tirist Pickaged. It concerns the construction and use of valves. Overall, the prose is not awful, but not very good either. Oh dear. Don't care about Dakon strings. The Mountain Home and Beyond, that sounds boring. Old drone pipes. Unidentified codices. Okay, we're not going to read them all out. Let's pick the obsidian one, because I like obsidian as a material. This is an obsidian-bound codex. This object is adorned with hanging rings of well-crafted pink jade. The written portion consists of a 20-page essay entitled Fairness. It concerns nuances of fairness. The writing is somewhat showy. Overall, the prose is not awful, but not very good either. Oh, okay. It's very standard procedure then. Not very good, but not awful. So there we go. We've got 10 grand's worth of trade goods on the table. Let's whip our balls out and see if we can give the opponent, the trader, a bit of profit. Let's go with 4 grand. That should do it. Press T. Are you sure you want to trade the selected goods? Yes, thank you. There we go. So we've got all the stuff we wanted, and we can let them go, and you, Sal, may now leave the depot. You can leave the depot. Oh, they fixed the cage trap array. You see there? Look, they've all become the same shade of green. Nice. Just what I was hoping for. Have they taken the traps? They've not taken the cages from here. They've taken the cages from over here? No. Apparently the cages just mysteriously appeared out of nowhere. Very exciting. Okay, we still haven't built our new mechanics workshop, which is concerning. We should have it done already. Oh, then again, I've been sitting in a trade, haven't I? That will take a while. That's okay, Sal. You can, you get a good rest. You wake up. You shake the old sleep from your head. Shake the sleep from your head? That's not a good idea. Rub it from your eyes. That's what you should do. Valves, that's too high tech. You reckon? You reckon cooler? I'm not sure. I think you can build a valve using dwarven technology. Not the kind of valve that makes the source engine. That would be a bit beyond the technology of these people. But, you know, magic. Possible, right? Potentially. I wonder if in a world where magic was real, it would end up being used to make game systems and stuff like that. I would like to imagine it would. I would like to imagine the impetus to play is strong in most intelligent species, right? Surely. The merchants are on their way out, that's good. They still aren't shifting that quartzite. For some reason, I'm not getting a whole heap of idlers knocking around, and I should be. I should be seeing more idlers, because my population is now somewhere in the region of 82 adults. Let's have a quick refresh. 82 adults, 14 children, and 3 vulnerable babies, as all babies are, I suppose. You would be very lucky to have an invulnerable baby. It'd be a highly surprising outcome from a pregnancy. I am going to dig a barracks just for the starter fortress. There will be a fancier barracks down the line, but for now, what I want to do is dig a gateway there, make it just about that wide, come down a bit, make it a nice large. Ooh, not too large. Come on, scoundrel, cool your jets. There we go. Make it about that big, and then we'll be able to appoint it with enough equipment for, say, 10 dwarves to train on a regular cycle. That'll be nice, wouldn't it? Actual, literal coding wizardry. That would be cool. That would be nice if you could actually get a wizard to make programs for you. Super exciting stuff. Like a Gandalf figure coming out of nowhere. Straight out of Middle-earth. Motherfucker named Gandalf. That one fell apart quickly. Especially considering the source material. Dangerous territory to be working from in the first place. Straight out of Mordor. No, let's stop. Let's stop now. Stop now. Don't start quoting the works of NWA. It's only going to end in tears, scoundrel. You're going to get yourself in trouble. Has anyone seen that new series that's being advertised on, what's his name? On the Amazon Prime services with Method Man in. Oh, is it? Yeah, it's Method Man, not Red Man. It looks interesting. He's playing a lawyer. I mean, I must admit, my main knowledge of him being an actor and stuff is The Wire and How High. But in both of those things, he's been very good. He's been very good. So I might be interested. I might be interested in taking a look. Come on, dig out my barracks. Which sounds like a euphemism, but it's not. I promise. It's not a euphemism. Want to dig out my barracks, darling? Let's put a bed or two in here. Actually, let's not do beds. Let's do a door. Let's bung a door on the barracks, because you do want a way of getting in and out that is at least closable, right? Yeah, I think so. One of the problems I have with all these people wandering around with goblets in their hands is that at the distance I'm sitting from the screen and the size I've got the Dwarf Fortress window at a glance you can mistake the goblets for ghosts, which is a problem. Because obviously, if you've got ghosts going around your Dwarf Fortress, you want to get rid of them, right? Oh, excuse me, just rearranging my sitting position so my legs aren't entirely numb. Oof, there we go. God, I'm sweating. I've got enormous damp patches under my newly developed COVID boobs. Come on, try and sit up straight so your tits don't touch your belly. That's what you got to do, scoundrel. And then lose some weight. That's probably a better idea. Oh, I think the reason my dwarves are all busy is because they're collecting all the schist and putting it in this stockpile. That's what I'm guessing. Thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. Note how magnanimously I refuse to say your name and call you out in chat. Lurk away. Feel free to lurk as much as you wish. It's good, isn't it? I'm such a sensitive streamer. I'm so sensitive to people's needs. What have we got going on here? There's Cooler with an emoji that I can't actually, an emote that I can't actually see. Oh, it's Gambit. It's old Gambit, the card-throwing Cajun. I didn't realise. Oh, exciting. I guarantee. Oh wait, no, isn't that the guy who's half snake from Action Force, aka G.I. Joe? That's always confusing. You start talking about Action Force to Americans and they're like, what? Action Force? Never heard of it. And you go, oh, it was originally called G.I. Joe. They changed the name for the UK. Man, I used to love that. Not so much now. I have to admit, I am not prone to nostalgia. A lot of stuff that people get really excited about because they loved it as kids. I'm like, come on now, you're 40 fucking years old. Why do you give even a fart about He-Man or Transformers? Especially after those god-awful movies. I mean, you could have seen that coming, though. As soon as they said Michael Bay's in charge, I mean, it's obviously going to be a disaster. Yuck. Yucky, yucky, yucky. International heroes, Action Force will dare. That's how it went in the UK. I'm presuming it was G.I. Joe will dare in the States and probably everywhere else, right? Probably everywhere else. I don't know. For decades, we didn't have Snickers bars. They were called marathons. And people got really upset about that name change, much like the names change from Opal Fruits to Starburst. But I just can't get excited about the name change of a chocolate bar. It doesn't excite me. It doesn't bother me. Not in the least. Why aren't they using wheelbarrows for this stockpile? That's what I want to know. I told them they could use 10 wheelbarrows and they decided to use 0 wheelbarrows. Let's get fruity. Let's up the wheelbarrow ratio to 100 wheelbarrows. Dwarves, an announcement has been made about logistical efficiency in the fortress. You may now use 100 wheelbarrows to shift schist. Bit of a tongue twister there. Schist shifting dwarves. Mars bars, I'm afraid I have to disagree there, Cooler. I am very much a Snickers bar guy. I like the nougat peanut caramel combo. For me, the Mars feels a little soft and rich with no texture to it. It's got, no roughness to its texture. I like the crunch of peanuts. Obviously, Not everybody can enjoy peanuts. Some people are fatally allergic to them. So, I mean, nobody wants to get my girl by a chocolate bar, right? Nobody wants to end up looking like Macaulay Culkin because they chowed down on a chocolate bar they hadn't checked the ingredients on. So, I mean, your mileage may vary. You may have a very good reason for preferring the Mars bar. But personally, I'm a fan of the Mars bar. Although we only buy off-brand chocolate in this house. So instead of Mars bars, we have Titan bars. Instead of Twixes, we have Jive bars, which is personally, I think, a much better name. And instead of Snickers, we have Racer bars, which I think may be named owing to their previously being called marathons in the UK. Possibly. Sal says, I never got into He-Man, not enough armour. Put some clothes on, for fuck's sake, man. I know, right? You look at the toy line, they've all got the same furry underpants. Surely that's not going to be ideal, right? Obviously, they come from a hot place, right? Otherwise, they would be wearing more clothes, yeah? So, if you're going to wear underpants and nothing but, I can't argue for that. I mean, currently, that's the condition I'm in, hence no camera. But why would you wear furry ones? If it's that hot, fur underpants seems like a massive misstep. At very least, it's going to leave you walking funny, right? We do have Milky Ways, but I think UK Milky Ways and American Milky Ways are different. Did you have the red car, blue car dichotomy in the advertising? Did you have that in the Americas?
The red car and the blue car had a race, but all Red wants to do is stuff his face. He eats something,
etc. I don't know if you have that one, but that was what our Milky Bar was. Oh no, Milky Way. Hang on, I'm going to have to Google it. I'm going to have to... You're not American. I do apologise for making such a bold assumption, caller. How bloody rude of me. How bloody rude. Let me just do a little search for Milky Way, and I am thinking of the right... Milky Way chocolate. I am thinking of the right chocolate bar, right? Question mark? Yeah, Milky Way. They are... Oh, you've got brown packaging, but the same font in America. Not that I am suggesting you're American, because I do know know that you aren't. Milky Way is a brand of chocolate-covered confectionery bar manufactured and marketed by the Mars Confectionery Company. There are two variants, the Global Milky Way bar, which is sold as Three Musketeers in the US, and the US version, which is sold as the Mars bar worldwide. What the fuck? A Milky Way is a Mars bar in America. And what? What? Come on, America. It's bad enough that you use imperial fucking measurements. You've got to get your chocolate bars in line. And while you're at it, stop making that disgusting fucking Hershey's stuff. It smells of vomit. Ugh, disgusting. Anyway. Ura's rune. Is that I think that's a Russian flag, if I'm not very much mistaken. Yes, I was right. Well done, Scoundrel. Well done. What have you got in... What's the most popular chocolate bar in Russia? There's a question. I'm unfamiliar with Russian confectionery. It's probably going to be some name in Cyrillic that I can't actually pronounce, so it's not going to give me any kind of insight. I don't get excited about the name of chocolate bars, says Scoundrel. Okay, alright, so I'm a hypocrite. Wow. So sue me. Find a court that will take that case. Come on. I dare you. I don't really eat candy anyway. Very cringingly sweet here in the US. I've heard of that. I've heard that American chocolate can be very, very sweet. Then again, sometimes you want super sweet. Oh, yeah, it's the corn syrup versus sugar thing. Don't you have special Coca-Cola that says contains actual sugar? Which seems mad to me. I mean, it's just sugar water, right? That's how it works. Right, let's just check to see if all of my quartzite is being dumped. Turns out no. Let's get that quartzite dumped, and then once it's done, hopefully we will refill the stockpile and get it put in. There can't be that much quartzite left to dump, right? In fact, that looks like that's all of our quartzite in that stockpile already. So that's good. Get this quartzite in its little quantum stockpile. Then when we've done that, we'll be able to do a little tranche of schist, which will be nice because we've got a little bit of schist left over. Hornblende. Oh, what does hornblende look like? I'm going to have a little Google. I'm going to see what hornblende looks like as a mineral. Hornblende. Oh, actually, I put the E in the wrong place, didn't I? I did a horn as in Alex Horn, and blend as in blender. Here we go. Hornblende. It's okay. Hornblende is a complex inosilicated series of minerals. It is not a recognized mineral in its own right, but the name is used as a general or field term to refer to a dark amphibole. The general formula can be given as Ca, Na 2-3 brackets Mg, Fe, Al close brackets small 5 open brackets Al, Si close brackets small 8 O small 22 open brackets Oh, F close brackets small 2. Oh, very exciting. I'm pretty sure I mispronounced that, but sue me. I am not a chemist, nor am I a confectioner. So, don't take my opinions on sweeties or stones as any kind of authority, because they're not. Have we built our mechanics workshop yet? Yes, we have. Good. Add. Let's add an order to make rock mechanisms. Press Alt-W. Yes, I would like it to repeat. And then 5 to 10 mechanisms of rock. Perfectly acceptable. Same here. Add T. Alt-W. Yes. Keep the 5 to 10 in stock. Lovely. Fantastic. So we've got a double workshop throughput capacity. Very nice. Very nice. Hello, Drabses, or Dr. Abses. Excuse me, my hiccups. That's right, small 5 and 2. You know how when you say something is squared, you put the little 2 in the superscript? Subscript. That's the word. Not small 5 and 2. Subscript. That's what I meant when I said small. There you go. Little bit of specificity goes a long way into helping understanding, doesn't it? It's nice. Lovely specificity. Come on, get that quartzite into the stockpile, then we can start working with the schist and empty out all of this other stuff here. The microcline shouldn't take too long. There's not a whole heap of it. And then the hornblende, of course, will take pretty much no time at all. None whatsoever. Come on, dwarves. I mean, we've got so many idlers. They've got 22 idlers. Surely a load of you can come across at once and just dump all this stuff immediately, right? Have they started putting more stuff in there? They have. None of this is available for... Oh. Okay, there we go. Dump that as well. It turns out they're doing it quicker than I thought, and I'm just missing the fact that they're doing that. Oh, look, there's a whole shitload of quartz on its way up right now. Obviously... No, I have told them to use wheelbarrows. Why is nobody using wheelbarrows? Oh, they're all in the bloody ore stockpile. You know what? I feel like we need to put in an order for some barrels. So JMQ barrels, wheelbarrows. We could make them out of wood, but we have so much copper. I think I'm going to make some copper wheelbarrows, and let's make a lot of them. Let's make 40 copper wheelbarrows. Let's go absolutely psychotic over wheelbarrows. That's the plan. That's the plan. I'm absolutely obsessed with wheelbarrow production. Let's check the trade depot as well. What's stuck up there? We've got a lot of bars with no space to move. We've got a lot of clay, and it looks like clay books, musical instruments. Okay, cool. In that case, I need to make another generic metal stockpile. So, PB for bars/blocks. Come in here, and we'll make it 5 by 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, bosh. And then immediately go in, go to settings, go to bars and blocks. We shall forbid all forms of non-metallic bars. And then we'll go in and say we don't want iron in there, we don't want gold in there, we don't want silver in there, we don't want copper in there, we don't want zinc in there. But everything else should be good? Question mark? Yeah, I think so. Everything else, the generic stuff that we don't have huge stockpiles of. Oh, that sounds like my family are coming home, which means I'm probably going to take a little break. You've been good? Oh, good. Well done. You want an ice lolly? I tell you, well, I need to go. Oh, I think they want to watch the stream immediately. Okay, sorry, my children. I promised my kids that I would make my stream a little bit cleaner for a bit so they could watch the stream. So we'll carry on for a bit. I won't take that break I was intending to break just yet. And then when they've calmed down a bit, we'll take a break and then come back after the fact when Chunky returns. We shall see how it pans out. Although, to be honest, I do need to curl out quite a mighty stool. Hello there. How you doing? Was Forest School good? Oh, you look like you've got a bit of a sweat on. Have you been running around? Take your shoes off.
No.
Your feet will cool off.
It was really hot.
I bet it was really hot. It's bloody hot in here.
Yeah. Also,
there's a live microphone, by the way, it was, so...
Have you decided on what game you're going to play for the child-friendly stream that we can all
Well, I'm
watch?
going to play some Dwarf Fortress for a bit, okay? And then what I'm going to do is take a break so I can go to the loo for a bit after that, and then we'll play whatever game you think is best for streaming, okay? And then after that, I'm going to go back to Dwarf Fortress with Chunky Nut. Okay?
What game do you think is best for streaming?
For right now, Dwarf Fortress. More people will watch Dwarf Fortress than anything else, but what do you want to watch?
Hey, can everyone come up here? I want us to have a little vote on what you think Daddy should say, and then we can watch him say it.
I think you might be the only person interested. You might be the only one who really gives a damn. No, that's fine. That's fine. But, Mummy and Amy might be up to doing something else. I think Amy's going to watch something on the Switch, isn't she? She's going to be more interested in playing, watching... Kirby. Oh, God, yeah. Kirby Star Warriors, whatever it's called. She absolutely bloody loves that, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Reduce the ore pile wheelbarrows to 5 or so, says Druid's Mead. Okay, that's probably a good idea. That would free some up, wouldn't it?
I think that you and Chunky Nut can play.
Well, we'll see what it is then, because, I mean, me and Chunky Nut could play Armour. We could play... He's got to get back from the vets, though.
You could play Portal 2.
We could play Portal 2. I don't know if Chunky's got that. We'll see. I tell you what.
You could play any multiplayer game.
Well, not any multiplayer game. We could play... we haven't played Ark for a while. There's a number of games we could play. There's a
Ark! Ark is going to be good.
Well, I'll talk to him about it and see what he says, okay? But for now...
Work on the Scoundrel.
I will work on the Scoundrel. Although I fear that a lot of our dinosaurs may have starved to death because I've not played it for a while. I got Death Stranding and got a bit distracted from our multiplayer Ark server, it has to be said.
What's wrong, Amy? Wait, Phoebe?
Is Amy alright? Or is it
Phoebe's
Phoebe?
crying.
Oh, what's wrong?
By the way, Phoebe isn't Baby, it's Phoebe.
Yeah, okay. I know we know a different baby. We know she's not a bridge baby, but whatever.
Baby, the bridge baby, the baby's in a jar.
They are in a jar. Love you. Anyway, sorry, that was my son invading there. Please forgive. He's only 8. Oh, for fuck's sake. The game has to go into a save the second I can give it my full attention. Dwarf Fortress, you actual bastard. Ah. And it's taunting me by saying, winter is upon you. And don't I just fucking wish that winter was upon me? I wish I could open the window a bit wider and have an icy breeze blow across me. It would get rid of this awful sheen that has developed all over my body. Terrible. What awful heat. Come on, save. You can do it. Get that quartzite in that stockpile. That's what we want to happen. Although I feel like I'm fighting against the tides here. Things were moving a lot faster when we had the same frame rate and fewer dwarves, but suddenly after a few migration waves where our population expands, they seem to be unable to organise just basic haulage. Ah, well. I mean, what am I doing putting my faith in dwarves? They're not the most reliable creatures, are they? Their AI can be a little bit, what's the word? Scattershot, skittish, low level, a little bit rubbish. Then again, they are dwarves and therefore infinitely better than elves, which is important to remember. Never allow your frustration with dwarves to allow you to side with elves, because, I mean, that's just embarrassing, right? Elves? They've got pointy ears. They're all kind of, I live in harmony with the trees. Oh, we've cut down a tree, I'm so sad. Oh, fuck off, elves. Come on. Oh, I've got to be careful. My kids are going to be watching in a bit. I've got to be sure that Was there hasn't grabbed Mummy's phone and loaded up my stream. We'll see. We shall see. If we see him appear in chat, everybody on your best behaviour. Please do not say cunt. Unless he does first. Oh, God. It looks like the wheelbarrows have come into play. They're working on it. That's good. I don't know how effective copper wheelbarrows are going to end up being. They are probably going to be heavier than wood wheelbarrows, but we'll see. We'll see. I've got ice in my coffee and a wet towel for personal cooling. Oh, a bit of personal cooling, eh? Last night, Kel's got these little sort of plastic pillow liners that you put under the pillowcase that you leave in the fridge, and they cool down. They're not like an ice pack. I don't know what they're made of, some kind of gel inside them. But they cool down in the fridge and they stay cool for a very long time. You can pop them under the pillowcase on your pillow. And I don't like them because they have like a plasticky kind of feel to them. But she had that last night, and I ended up going down to the freezer and pulling out an actual ice, not like a block of bare ice. You know those ones you put in cooler boxes, like the little plastic hard things that you freeze and then put in the cooler box to keep them cool. I grabbed one of those out of the fridge, had that under my pillow with my hands on it, and God, that was relieving. It was lovely. Evaporation is not a myth. It's not, Druid's Mead, but the water cycle deniers in this world will have you believe something else. They exist. They do that stuff. Right, has that all been set for... Look at this, it already needs dumping again. It's quite difficult when you've got them gathering at a decent pace to notice when they've actually dumped all the stuff that needed dumping. Also, I think yesterday, I don't know if I was talking to Chunky Nut when I was live or once I'd gone off air, but he was saying that the wheelbarrows take up space in the stockpiles. And actually, the dwarves will leave the wheelbarrow with the stones in it, so it doesn't actually take up an extra space. You can actually, like, if I click here, that's just a copper wheelbarrow. See, here we go. We've got a copper wheelbarrow, but it's got quartzite in it that I can dump. So wheelbarrows don't actually clog up your workspaces. They don't actually fill up your thingies. They just give you the same level of storage space. Oh, don't throw away the wheelbarrow. Oh, I may have dumped some wheelbarrows, mightn't I? Let's have a little look at the stock screen and see if that's the case. EWHEEL, Applewood wheelbarrow. Yeah, don't dump that. Don't dump that. Don't dump the chestnut wheelbarrow. Don't forbid any wheelbarrows either. That's probably a good thing. Okay, now I'm seeing why they weren't using any bloody wheelbarrows. It's because I've accidentally, whilst trying to dump stone, forbidden and dumped shitloads of my wheelbarrows, which is... hang on a second. I threw myself right off there. Right, it's Shift D to change the dump designation. Oh, God, I wish I didn't keep saying dump designation. I really do need to go to the loo. There we go. That's better. Now we should see a little bit more wheelbarrow use in the fortress. Should speed things up quite a bit. Excuse me. I should probably also turn down the number of wheelbarrows just so I can keep the visual indicator, excuse me, of how many I'm using here. Let's take it from 30 to 15. Let's just halve it. There we go. Leave some for the other stockpiles to use. That'll be nice. As soon as all this quartzite's been done, that's going to be fantastic, because then we can start moving on to the schist, and that will move even quicker because there's so much already gathered into that stockpile. And there's only a little bit left to gather, which is lovely, isn't it? Lovely, lovely. I know, Sal. I mean, it doesn't matter how long you play Dwarf Fortress for. It's always got a couple more secrets up its sleeve, just to, just to tease you, just to keep you going. A vile force of darkness has arrived. I believe in a thing called love. Oh, no, that's the wrong kind of darkness. Let's, where are they? Where is our vile force of darkness? On the south side? On the east side? Oh, here they are. I see them down here. Look, we've got Box Stoslug Gubsu, the Goblin Maceman. Wasn't he a diplomat in a previous visitation? Or am I misremembering? We had someone in here called Box who was a diplomat. What I need to do now is make sure everybody gets inside ASAP. Which may not be possible. They may be a bit of a slow poke running across the map. But if we say military alert, everybody get to burrow 1, and then if I go down Oh, hang on, look, we have got some lads on the surface here. Who are you? You're Vutok and Ushrir. Okay. Oh, he's made a magical artifact. Lovely. I only see those two. Let's let them get in. Come on, boys. Into the fortress, please. And then once they're within striking distance of the bridge, I'm going to pull the lever regardless. What are you doing, Slowy? Why are you taking so long? Oh, the lever's going. We're not waiting. We're not waiting. The gobbos are here. Harry Beaver, you're standing right next to the lever. It would be lovely if you would pull it. Thank you very much. Although I suspect you shan't. Come on. Where's he gone? I think they've run away to a higher place on the surface, right? Holy shit, that gate closed quick. I feel like we're going to lose some dwarves who are outdoors, but to put a positive spin on that, that's just going to be some vomit that doesn't get deposited in our corridors, right? That's the theory, at least. We had 82 adults, 14 children, and 3 vulnerable babies. Let's do a quick refresh. We now have 80 adults. We've lost 2 adults, 14 children, and 3 vulnerable babies. So hopefully there are no children and babies outdoors. That would be a problem, because we're going to end up with some horrible deaths. Save my babies, says Sal. Oh my goodness, I hope your babies aren't on the surface. That would be a problem. What was that birth artifact that I made the other night? Oh, yes, Druid's Mead. Yes, I remember you saying you were going to gift that to Sal, weren't you? It was called Basis Hopes, The Massive Birth. An alpaca leather armor. Very exciting. Very exciting item name. But looking at it, I don't know if we're going to be dishing it out just yet, because I may want to keep it for our military. But we'll see, we'll see. The goblins have obviously caught wind of something. They're heading north over that bridge and looking for something to kill, clearly. Have we got dwarves up there? I don't know. Now that we've locked the gates, I can turn off the military alert, so let's do that. We don't want everybody staying in that burrow. We want them carrying on with their day-to-day. The only thing that closing the gates does... Oh god, I could flip the river switches and fling goblins into the air. Which levers did I hook up? Please tell me I hooked levers up to the river. What about you? Cavern Layer 1 gate, Cavern Layer 2 gate, Cavern Layer 3 gate, Cavern 3, Rhyolite. Oh, I don't think I did it. I don't think I actually did it. Bugger. Oh well. Never mind. Live and learn. Next time.
Next time, Gadget, next time.
It's sad that they're all... Are they going to try and smash that bridge? Cheeky fuckers. I wouldn't do it while you're all standing on it, though. That sounds like a extremely foolhardy thing to do. I mean, I'm going to keep watching. Uh-oh. Hank Marvin is stumbling around obliviously. Obviously not getting enough blood in his diet, unfortunately. Are we going to see any goblins tipping into the river and dying like my dwarves have in the past? I don't know. They seem to have a definite destination in mind, right? They're all walking together. Have I got any dwarves hiding up here? Cowering amongst the trees? Hopefully not. Hopefully everyone's inside. I'm just going to check to see if we've lost any more dwarves. It was 80-14-3. Still 80-14-3. We're still doing good. Still not lost anyone extra. Hello, how was Forest School? I thought so. Woz came back looking pretty sweaty. Sorry, I was missed chat here. Well, no, she may well get it. She may well get it, but you know, we may have military needs that need meeting. Then again, I'm sure we'll get more artifact armor. As soon as I get an armorer's guild going, we'll have tons and tons of high quality armor pouring out of our fortress. It looks like they've got through all of the ores, which is nice. That's good. Nearly all of the quartzite has been shifted. DBD. Just got that one there that needs moving, and then potentially some left in the wheelbarrows. They do look like they're bringing more wheelbarrows over, so I'm guessing that's going to be more quartz on its way to the stockpile. Could be wrong though. Oh, there's some quartzite. Dum-ba-dum. That one's got quartzite in. Shouldn't it be downstairs still? Harry Beaver. No, it's just him. No No quartzite. We're nearly done stockpiling the quartzite. It's good. Stop panicking. Everybody relax. Should I expand my clay stockpiles or start using the stuff? I feel like using it's probably a better call, right? Here's a magma kiln. Let's see what we can build with it. What have we got as an option? Well, we can collect clay. Instrument pieces. We can make instruments. We can make jugs, bricks. Bricks are basically blocks, right? But just made out of clay. We can make statues, crafts, and hives. I mean, I have dabbled with hives before, but they're not that exciting, are they? I got really excited when I thought it might be possible to alter the raws to train bees for war, but sadly, opportunities for my girling opponents are very low. Bees don't actually have any kind of fatal attacks. Hello, you two. What's going on? Oh, some snacks from the birthday sweet box. Very nice. I know, right? War bees. What an idea. Second only to the concept of war wasps. Oops, settle down. I would love the idea, because the idea of having war bees trained, they could get in your armour, right? Even the smallest slit in a visor, and bosh, bees inside. 20,000. I suppose distractive power is important, actually. But I don't know how. Can you distract? Because dogs definitely provide a distraction, but will dwarves target bees? That's the question. That's the question. No worries, Curly. Lurk away. Lurk as much as you wish. There is no requirement for engagement in chat. I mean, it's nice to have somebody talking in chat, obviously, so you kind of know someone's there, and it's not just some random number inflating bot that's crawled into chat. But you know, it's not that bad. And if any of you do happen to be AIs, then thank you for not taking over the world yet. And I hope that human AI relations can be very cordial and lovely for the foreseeable future. Hello, our future overlords. Love you, AI, love you. Wasps. Oh, Druid's Mead. That's actually pretty good. Maybe I should reapproach the modded war bee angle. See if we can actually get that going. Somebody out there is probably going to know how to do it, right? Give like a bee a more powerful attack. Could be dangerous though. Could be dangerous. Very, very dangerous indeed. Because you don't want to, during the war wasp training regimen, end up with your dwarves being stung. That could cause problems. Where are all the tables and chairs going from my stockpiles here? I haven't placed any, have I? Yet somehow they've gone. We should have them. Oh, hang on. Have we got a stockpile elsewhere that takes tables and chairs that I've not noticed? Well, apparently not. We've got no generic furniture stockpiles or anything. Oh my god, what's this? Rhyolite. Okay, we've got to deal with some rhyolite. That's fine, though. That's fine. Oh, we also need to engrave that meeting hall, don't we? D-E for engrave. And then if I bring my cursor over like this, we can select the entire room and bish bash bosh, engraving on the way. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, we are low on wood. Very low on wood. We've got one set of logs left. Have I got any standing orders going? No, it looks like we've met all of our requirements. Wait, do I have a stock request on spike wooden boards? Do I have an order for them? Alt W? No? Yes, I have. Okay. Okay, yeah. Keep 370. Keep 400 in stock-ish. That's fine. That's fine. No need to panic, everybody. Settle down. Relax. Calm yourselves. Looks like we've got another bit of quartzite left to shift, and then once that's done, we can start shifting schist. That'll be nice, won't it? What should we put into this secondary stockpile? I think we'll make it a microcline one now, just to start bringing microcline in. And in order to do that, we need to say DBF. We need to forbid the already collected microcline, thusly. And then we'll go here, once that's had a few seconds to tick over, lovely, go here, say S, stop collecting quartzite, we have no longer a need for it. And then start, please, collecting microcline. Where's the microcline? Oh, gone past it. There we go. Microcline. Nice. The lovely blue stone microcline. Which now means what we need to do is say zone, come down here to the quartzite stockpile, disable it as a garbage dump. We no longer require that. We need to find where I'm storing the schist, which is this one. Say I, go over the stockpile, make it a stockpile, press D for dump, bonk, and then it is forbidden, isn't it? Yeah, it's forbidden. And then what we need to do is unforbid the quartzite, DBC. There's the quartzite. What's this one here? What have I got? Oh, it's microcline. Duh. So we want schist and microcline both forbidden. DBF. So got schist, microcline, both forbidden. That's good. And then I can go over here and say DBD and just dump all of this schist. Look at that. Look at this. Oh, what a massive dump. What an enormous dump. Oh, speaking of which, yesterday we had a moment of one of the kids shouting upstairs saying, "Daddy, you're going to have to get the stick," which is a very thinly veiled code for "I've done a massive poo and blocked the toilet." Hooray! 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 Right, let's get all this shift that's in the wheelbarrows. All this schist that's in the wheelbarrows shifted into the dump pile as well. And it'll be good. It'll be fantastic. Oh, I've made Japs panic. I do apologise. How rude of me. How terrible of me. Cats might have something to say about AI taking over. True. They do have a certain power over humanity. Although, you know, maybe cats are AIs just inhabiting meat machines. You never know. They could already have been just working towards ascending to a purely digital form as AIs. Could be it. Could be it. Yes, Druids Me. With a few hurdles, I have started figuring out... Huh? Ginnonaluth is missing from its proper place. What? What? What is Ginnonaluth? That's right, I've had one of my artifacts stolen. And I don't even know what it is. I will, Ames. I'm going to go on an absolute rampage trying to get it back. We've had the gates locked, though. They can't get out. So whoever's nicked it is still in the fortress. What an idiot. What a wally. What a fool. Sorry? Oh, I am playing Dwarf Fortress. However did you figure that out? Sorry, where was I? Oh, yes. Looking at chat. Catching up with chat. Hello, Sanctum Spiritstone. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. The Scout Spawn has created a brown trout. You know what? It's bigger than that. I don't think you're appreciating the scale of dookies that are being left in our bowl. It was a real pan cracker. I would say it's a brown tuna, if anything. Check the justice screen. Ah, okay. I don't know if we still have access to the justice screen. Oh, we do. We do. I don't have any justice staff. Oh my God! Is Righteous still with us? Because I forgot to mention that one of the people killed by the vampire was the Pope T800. So his whole Cyberdyne AI war thing is a little bit derailed at the moment, but we'll see. We'll see. So murder. Oh, Sal. I just noticed one of your babies, one of your sweet, innocent children has been drained like a box drink. No. Oh, poor old blood-emptied raisin baby. Sad, very sad. That's a shame. Theft of stern defect. Witness sausage wallet says the object was missing. Nobody saw it get lifted. Okay, interesting. That's it, yeah. You found out about the old death of your child through the media. How sad. How sad. Cheesemaker, violation of production order. We're not doing any of these. We're not We're not punishing anybody for missing via like population orders. I didn't notice it. They didn't notice it. It doesn't matter. So we don't know who took this. Only that Sausage Wallet and Dishmab Planktomes noticed that it was gone. Okay. Does interrogation do anything? Can we start interrogating denizens of the fortress, or is that a yet to be fully implemented game mechanic? We're in lockdown at the moment, so we don't need to worry, too much. Oh, hiccuping and burping. I'll do a quick fart as well and get the triple. Or maybe not. This level of urgent need, there may be a little bit too much follow through. You can interrogate random people about the missing artifact, but if you put a captain of the guard in place to interrogate, they'll punish the mandate failures. Okay. Well, you see, Japs, the triple is when you burp, fart, and hiccup at the same time. That's the triple. If you manage to do all three at once, fantastic. Rumour has it, if you burp and fart at the same time, you can actually shine a torch into your mouth or up your bum and have it shine out the other end. It's a very poorly researched rumour, factually riddled with errors, but it is a rumour nonetheless. Nonetheless. Have they moved all that schist yet? No, they've barely touched the schist. Come on. Touch that bloody schist, boys. Touch that bloody schist. I don't think hiccups do count as flatulence. No. Well, flatulence is purely gusts of the bottom, in my mind. I think that's also factually correct. A burp is almost like a face fart, but not quite. It's a different thing. It's stomach wind, sure, but by way of the chewing hole rather than the pooing hole. That's a nice little mnemonic to remember. The difference between farts and burps. Not that anyone needs that. I don't know if a hiccup is taking in or putting out air. They're so short-lived that I've never really noted whether I'm breathing in or out on a hiccup. It just feels like my diaphragm spasming, going... That's obviously a very poorly simulated hiccup, but it's in line with my ability to simulate musical instruments, so hooray. I just realised I've had one of my headphones in since Chunky Nut left, and I've had no need for it whatsoever. We're not even playing any background music. Oh, there we go. I sound very different now. Oh, but I feel weird streaming without any headphones in, so I'll just pop one back in, just for the sake of it. A hiccup and a yawn at the same time creates amazing noises, like a donkey bray. That's true. That's definitely true. I've experienced this, the old kind of sound. Hello, Ocelot. What have you missed? Some minor events. An artifact's been stolen, but we're in lockdown, so it's still in the fortress. We don't know who stole it. We've got a siege underway. We've had a few deaths. Toulier popped his clogs, got eaten by a vampire, as did Cole Salor, which is a sad outcome, but whatever. And I've been working on my quantum stockpiles. As you can see, we are currently dealing with schist and a bit of microcline as well, which is fine. I believe this over here is hornblende, and we've got a little bit of rhyolite over here that needs dealing with as well, but these will not take very long, especially once the schist's out of the way. How much schist needs dumping? Let's just put these dump orders in. Good. Lovely. Come on, dwarves. Get it done. You can all enjoy some lovely dog burgers afterwards. We've got our butcher working overtime, creating some sweet dog meat and a little bit of doggy leather as well. Dog leather. The best leather. What have we got here? Plutonium Jesus says the stolen artifact was the persimmon wood animal trap. Oh, okay. Well, much as I am not that fussed by the loss of an animal trap, it's still an artifact. I'm still going to have to give a little bit of a attempt at figuring out what happened. Still going to have to try. Have to give it a go. Jesus, this schist is taking a long time to fucking move, isn't it? I mean, we could just leave that stockpile full of schist. Then again, what else can I do in the meantime? It's not like every dwarf needs to be dealing with the hauling shit. Maybe I should be thinking about mining out more ores, because we are certainly out of ore. Everything has been processed. Oh, what have we got here? Orthoclase. Oh, and look, actually some gems, possibly a few metal veins. What have we got here? This is clear zircons. Ooh. Oh, heavens above. Clear zircons. Bang. This is, by the look of it, what have we got? Black zircons. Nice. Emeralds. Ooh. We'll be able to trade with villagers. This is galena. Also galena. Citrines. Galena. Okay, well, I'm happy with that. Let's get the galena ore being dug. That's good. Get the citrines out. We'll put them all at priority 4, just because. There we go. Bonk, bonk, bonk. We're not getting a huge amount of stuff there. And of course, I need to get this orpiment, was that? Orthoclase. I need to get this orthoclase into a stockpile because, frankly, it's annoying me. We'll leave the cinnabar and the what's it called? Cobaltite for a little while. We'll get around to that in a bit. And a bit of mica. Oh, okay. Ugh, I hate that stuff, especially since playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Mica, disgusting. Worse than an elf, in my opinion. Absolute rage-inducing bastard. Mica, you racist piece of shit. What have we got here? Let's do a vein mine. Whatever it is, it's some kind of gemstones. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Might as well dig deeper. What's the worst that could happen? Very true, chaps. Very true. We have actually got depth. We've dug down. We've sealed it off from the caverns. And I could start mining down there, but my one problem with that is I want to start testing the mining practices that I have vis-a-vis making quantum stockpiles on this floor, because it's that much closer. We're only, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 floors down, whereas I'm all the way down to the very lowest magma sea floors below. I'm sure that increases our chances of finding candy, the sweet adamantine, but, you know, I want to... Last fortress, we jumped almost immediately. We leapfrogged over most metals straight to adamantine. I'd like to have a little go. An intelligent undead is visiting. Is he getting slaughtered or is he slaughtering? Oh shit, I don't know. Who is the intelligent undead? Let's check. Just checking my population hasn't dipped anything. That's fine. What is the intelligent undead? Let's take a look. Others. Dwarf Gelder Faint Corpse, Forlorn Corpse, and a Sacred Scholar. So those are the 4 guests. Then we've got the invaders on the surface, who I'm not quite ready to think about dealing with yet. And then we've got Goblin Pilgrim, an Abbot, okay, a Risen Stalker. Wow, we actually have quite a few visitors. Quite a few. And a Cavefish Woman Spearman. Okay, interesting. Got a Caged Giantess. Oh, we've got a Caged Abbot as well. Interesting. Oh, there's Bax, the guild representative. Okay, he's fine. He's fine. He's not the Bax that came to attacks. Yeah, we've got a shitload of necromancers and stuff. What are we doing here? I mean, part of me feels like we might want to get these boys out, but so far, no trouble. Do we preemptively kick out or what? It's the Dwarf Gelder who is on the surface. Oh, okay. Let's have a little look. Dwarf Gelder. Dwarf Gelder. Goblin Spearman. Go from the bottom. Spearman. Dwarf Fetid Stalker. Not seeing him. Not seeing a Dwarven Gelder. Have I missed something here? Near the top. Dwarven Gelder Faint Corpse. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's have a little look, see where they are. Okay, they're up here. Apparently unassailable by the goblins, because they've not come over here. Or maybe the goblins are unaware of their presence. So the gobbos are over by our gates? No, they're not. Where are the goblins? Let's go to the others. Let's find a goblin rather than a troll. Here's a goblin spearman. Where are you? Huh. Okay, they're all at the top of the waterfall. Presumably having some sort of picnic or something. I don't know. Oh well. Hopefully some of them will fall into the river and get swept over the waterfall and killed. I kind of would like to let a few in and steal their goblinite, but we don't have a good enough cage trap array to warrant opening the gates just yet. It's still a little bit early days. Oh, hello. I forgot about this. Build bed. I want to do it in planning mode. There we go. And we want to put in 10 beds. Here we go. Can we do it across this top bit here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not without putting them all next to each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that went too far. 8, 9, 10. And then we will remove this little out of sequence Betty Bye. Question mark. There we go. And then we want to build armor stands. Very good. Can I do this in planning mode as well? I can, even though I have enough in stock to actually do this, but whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then after doing armor stands, of course, the only thing left to do is weapon racks. And why not also do these in planning mode? It's perfectly feasible, entirely achievable. Fees-cheevable, if you want to portmanteau those words for no good goddamn reason. And that's all we really need, isn't it? I mean, it might be nice to have a food stockpile in there as well. In fact, let's do that. Let's do P, F. I'm going to put the food stockpile over here, and we're going to make it 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. Let's all the way down to the bottom. Fuck it. Let's make it a fairly substantial food stockpile. I'm going to click on it, and in the food orders, we're going to say, first off, no seeds. No seeds? No seeds. Forbid the seeds. Prepared. In fact, maybe if I go through here and just get rid of everything except drinks, enable, P, permit. There we go. Drinks and prepared food. Now, the U key, prepared food, are they going to put cooked meals in there? Is that what's going to happen here? Oh, I don't want animal extracts. That's jizz, don't you know? Jizz and venom. We don't want that. Oh, I suppose milk counts as well, but that's for making cheese. That's for making cheese. I've got everything? I've got everything. Good. So if I put drinks and prepared food, that should end up with stuff? Good. Okay. Planning mode, if you want to do it, not everything can be placed in planning mode. Beds is one thing that can be, though. If you've got the, I don't know if it's a mod, it's a dwarf hack thing set up, you'll get these little bits at the bottom here, and Shift P, or capital P, will turn it on and off. And you can set the minimum, maximum quality, etc., etc. I've not dabbled with that yet, but one day. Prepared foods includes meals and other prepared meats and things that are ready to eat. Cool. Very cool. I've just got these generic food stockpiles otherwise, but putting in a nice food stockpile for our training dwarves is probably a good idea. Keep them in there. What else can I do? Hello. Someone's given birth to a boy. Okay, good. Not really that interested in that, but whatever. Carry on. Carry on, my wayward dwarf, giving birth frequently. There we go. Prepared. Okay, sounds just explaining the DF hack nature of the planning mode. To be fair, Sal would definitely know more about that, and also, I would guess, probably has a video covering it. Feel free to put the link in chat if you want, Sal, if you've done that as a topic yet. I'm not entirely sure. My Papague method of learning Dwarf Fortress usually just involves staring at the screen and going, I've got to read a wiki. Fuck. Okay, it looks like we've got all the schist into the stockpile now. They've calmed down. Although the fact that we've only got 6 idlers does suggest to me that they are still hauling schist somewhere on the map. Wait, what's this? Why are they in? Oh, they're dropping off the furniture. That's fine. Calm down, scoundrel. No need to get het up about it. Although getting that rhyolite into a stockpile would be nice. Maybe I could set up a third stockpile just for rhyolite? Rhyolite and hornblende, maybe? No. Let them finish with the schist, and then we'll get on with the rhyolite and the hornblende. Just a few little piles of stone here and there is not going to do anyone any harm. Well, unless they trip over it or get their ankle caught in it or something. I don't know. I'm sure there are many ways a little pile of stone could harm somebody. They could attempt to eat it, for example. But we're going to ignore those for now. We're just going to let those lie. Just going to let them go on. Is there anything else I want to put in my stock, in my barracks to improve efficiency? I could do 10 separate armour stockpiles that would allow me to put their arms and armour in there, and also ban bins to make sure it's easier, but I don't know if it's worth doing yet. We don't really have any armour, and equally we don't really have any soldiers yet. I don't know. Oh, I should make a stockpile for buckets, shouldn't I? We've got quite a lot of buckets knocking around. This area here doesn't feel like the best place for our bucket stockpile. This is more for furniture style stuff. And looking at it, we're running out of space pretty rapidly. Where could I stockpile buckets? I mean, it should be near the carpenter where they're getting made, right? And again, you can make buckets out of anything, can't you? You could make buckets. Well, not stone. Can you make stone buckets? Maybe. I could start stockpiling buckets over here. It's not like we're going to be stockpiling bows and arrows and siege engine equipment in huge numbers, is it? Let's do that over here. Let's make a bucket stockpile. Let's do it. P. I suspect they are finished goods. G. There we go. And I don't know how many buckets we've got in stock, actually. We might need to make a fairly sizable stockpile. Let's have a quick look. Stocks. E. B-U-C-K-E-T. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Really? Only 10 buckets? Huh. Well, we're going to need more than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say PG, and we're going to say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 42. We're going to have 42 squares worth of bucket storage. Probably a bit much, but I'm feeling like a bit excessive right now, so why not? I'm going to go in there, I'm going to say S, we're going to go down to finished goods, and we're going to forbid all types, and then we're going to go in and find... Please don't be fucking furniture. In what world is a bucket a piece of furniture? Oh, for Christ's sake. All right, we'll make this a chains one. Make this a chains one, so all our chains and ropes get stored there, which is probably for the best, because we have a few now, and it makes sense to store them somewhere, right? Get them out of harm's way. What else could I store in finished goods? Footwear, headwear, handwear? Well, we'll get round to the clothes soon. That's my plan. Okay, so let's have a little look. Put some food and drink in there and a few tables and chairs to reduce break times. That's a good point. Tables and chairs. I never really thought of that, but I'm going to do that. BT. So I'm going to put 10 tables into the barracks. Can I do that next to this? Can it go across the bottom here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, what have I done? We can do it 5 by 2 rows of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then chairs, and then... Actually, what are you doing, Scoundrel? You can put the chairs... Oh, okay, here we go. X, 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 X. There we go. B, C, planning mode, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lovely. Table, chair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we come back out. Tables, planning mode's on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. So that should provide them with a little dining hall for the military. Well, we've got a shifty looking goblin knocking around in our... not sure about that. He is a trade representative, but whatever. Buckets equals portable shitter. Nice. I mean, they do have that potential. Available. Why are we not using bins in these stockpiles? They seem to be leaving them. Oh, and look, all the schist has been moved. Or has it? Nope, there's still some schist in that wheelbarrow. Not that one. Nope. This one. Yep, schist in there. Any schist in there? Yep, in that one. Let's go over to here. Schist. No. No. Yep, schist. There we go. Then down to here. That's got a bit of schist in it. Like this one. No. Yes. And yes. So much schist. Schist your ass. Oh dear, that was a terrible pun. Fucking hell. Embarrassing even. And now that schist is being shifted, if I click this, I can say move the rhyolite. But first, allanite, quartzite. Is this the rhyolite one? Oh, that's the schist stockpile. That's rhyolite. So we need to say DBF, and we need to forbid the rhyolite. That is that one, wasn't it? That one there? Yes, forbid the rhyolite. And we come here, we say S, we change it from collecting schist to collecting rhyolite, and that will bring it all in and up here, and won't that be delightful?
Won't that be bloody special?
And then now that we've stopped them collecting schist, we can go to the schist stockpile, which is this one, and say DBC to reclaim, and we can reclaim the schist. Nice. So people can now start working with that again. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that bloody lovely? I think one of the things that's eating up our idlers is that every time I do this quantum stockpile thing, any of the clothes that have been dumped in those stockpiles end up getting moved to other stockpiles. Maybe I should do a thing where I just set up a dump pile, unforbid everything without any stockpiles collecting shit, and then allow all of the clothing to get moved into other ones. Oh, hello, what's this? I've got a WhatsApp message. Ooh, got 3. Well, we'll see what happens. We're either ordering in dinner, apparently, which seems extravagant, or I've got to go down Sainsbury's and grab something for a salad dinner, or I can chop up some veg and roast it with pasta. Well, that doesn't sound like much fun today. I don't know what temperature it is, but it's certainly not fucking, yay, let's turn the oven on weather. That seems a bit much. Oh, what? There's still schist in here. Is this DBD? Has that been? Oh, tit wipes. That's okay though. I haven't yet. Oh no, I know what's happening. It's where I've unforbidden the schist. It's being moved in here. Surely that shouldn't happen though. DBF. Let's re-forbid the schist. Re-forbid the schist. In fact, I'm also going to forbid cobaltite and cinnabar because at some point I'm going to want to collect those up as well. Check the receiving stockpile if it's designated to store that item. Clothing. They're not going to stockpiles. That's the thing. These are quantum stockpiles, so basically anything designated dump goes in there. And I've tried stopping other things from going in there by putting the quantum stockpile in a regular stockpile, but it just doesn't work. It just doesn't stop stuff going in. I gave it my all, and it failed. It failed badly. Hello, Cranium Brood. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. We are on the same time again. Can I have the name of the best fish cleaner, or second best? Yeah, sure. Sure. Why not? Why not? Let's go for fish cleaning. Fish cleaning. Here we go. If I go over to therapist to give you a little idea of who's who. Here's our unnicknamed dwarves. This is our best fish cleaner. This, Cogsack, is our second best. Let's do it. KRANIMBRUD. There we go. You're in. Commit. Congratulations. You're not using minecart dump into a 1x1 stockpile. No, Sanctum Spiritstone. I've barely touched minecarts. I don't really know what I'm doing with them. And I feel like at this point, maybe once I go to the fortress proper and build the sort of main area of the fortress, it might make sense to start using minecarts to shift stuff. But now, where our mine is so close, only 6 Z levels away from here, it kind of makes more sense just to sort it out, right? Yeah? Yeah? Or am I crazy? Should I be doing my all to get nuts deep in Minecraft? Minecraft? Minecarts. Slightly different. Not entirely different, but slightly different. Man, I'm going to take a break soon. It's nearly 4 o'clock. I'm supposed to be having dinner about 5, and apparently I'm responsible for cooking it today, which seems unlikely to happen anytime soon. Okay. So what was this? Again, this is Hornblende. Rhyolite was in the room there. Has that been shifted? No, it's still being shifted. That's good. And what was in the thing here? Must have been Rhyolite. Yeah, got to have been Rhyolite. Why are these flashing? Are the chairs there? Oh, chicory seeds. Do we not have a stockpile for seeds? Oh, it's massively full. Okay, let's just dig out a bigger area for seed stockpiles. I'm going to go silly here, because it's soil and it will take absolutely no time to dig through. I'm going to dig a secondary storage area here with entry points everywhere. There's an entry point for this. Why has this farm not been dug out? This should have been built absolutely ages ago. Why is construction suspended? Oh, let me guess. D, B, C. Oh, look, there's a couple of fucking forbidden items sitting where the farm should be. Oh, well done, you bastards. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Good. Nice. Okay, so that's going to get built. And then we can build a massive seed stockpile in that little soil room I'm digging out. Should be good. Should be very good. I notice that in the kiln there is a job to collect clay, which suggests it's gathered in a similar method to sand. So I'm a little bit confused there. Not entirely sure why that's an option. Thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. So let's get all this dug out. Come on, dwarves. As fast as you can now. Get all that soil out the way. And then once we've moved that, we can build ourselves a lovely seed stockpile. You do gather clay like sand. Okay. So would I be picking it up here on this, what have we got? Soil cavern. That's not gonna find us any clay, is it? It's not what we're looking for. I should set up sand gathering and clay gathering, but it's just that little bit of extra time, that little bit of extra effort where I haven't actually started using either of them yet. Then again, I should start skilling up my tradespeople for that, shouldn't I? Spiked green glass balls and serrated discs are probably going to be quite valuable and useful for traps down the line when I really want to push the boat out. Oh, come on, somebody come up and dig this out. Where are you? What are you doing? Why are you taking so long? Why you be so slow? Diggy. Here we go. Thank you very much. So, PF for food. And we click here. We go bonk, 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 donk. Oh, that's the maximum size of a seed stock or a food stockpile, apparently. Didn't even realise. S food. Now we say forbid all of this except for seeds and also prepared food. I should probably go through these seed stockpiles as well and also forbid prepared food in them. That makes a lot of sense. Bang. Otherwise, we're going to end up with all sorts of meals sitting next to the farm, which isn't going to do any good. It's not going to do any good. Nobody needs those. Nobody needs prepared food next to a farm. That's insane. Utterly bonkers. Mad. Cracked. And other such euphemisms for poor mental health. Okay, so now we've got somewhere to put all these seeds that are laying around our fortress. Okay, that's good. That should clear the tables and chairs area. Be nice, wouldn't it? Good. You don't get boulders of clay. It behaves like sand or soil when you dig it. Okay, because this stuff here is clay, isn't it? We've got sandy clay, silty clay. Or does it just not need a bag to hold it in? Is that how it works? That's probably how it works, right? That would make sense. Okay. What's happening here? Have they started emptying all the schist into this area? Did I turn... Oh, wait, hang on a minute. I say I go to the schist stockpile. That's still the garbage dump. Okay, and the rhyolite one? No garbage dump there. Okay, so we are still waiting for the schist to get dumped. That's fine. Dump. Or have I just... No, stop! Pause! DBC, let's not dump all the rhyolite into the schist stockpile. Oh god, cross-contamination, no way! Let's say we find our schist first. So that's rhyolite. Well, that's all rhyolite. That's all rhyolite. It's all rhyolite. It'll be all rhyolite on the night. Rhyolite, rhyolite. Okay, and we... Okay, maybe I have removed all the schist. Now there's one piece of schist there, and that piece of rhyolite needs to be undumped there. Other than that, I think we're good, right? Oh, please stop dumping wheelbarrows and stop dumping rhyolite. Okay. Good. We just want that schist to get moved into the schist stockpile and then we're done. We can start worrying about other stones such as rhyolite. Wunderbar. Wunderbar. Okay. So, what's next on the agenda? What am I looking at? We haven't quite finished appointing the guild hall yet, but that's fine. What's this here? Raw mussel stew. Oh, heavens above. Raw mussels. That sounds... interesting. Okay, if that's how you want it. How do you make it a stew? Do you just make the stew and then tip raw mussels in? Is that how it works? I'm not entirely sure how you could have raw ingredients in a finished stew, but whatever. If that's how it works, that's how it works. I'm not here to question shit, he says, repeatedly questioning shit. We've got a lot of galena brought up now from our mines, but it's not really filling it up, is it? How much is there left to dig? Has all the galena come out? I think it has, yeah. We're left only with orpiment and the red and blue stones, which is fine. You can bring those up in a minute. Shouldn't be a problem. What I could do... No, too much effort. Don't worry. I was about to do something a little bit more elaborate. And as we know, elaborate can often go horribly wrong. I was going to make a bucket stockpile, wasn't I? So, what was it that buckets count as? Well, I can just check to see this stockpile that they put them in. It's a furniture stockpile, of course. Of course. Why would a bucket not be considered furniture? P, U for furniture, and then I'll do the same as this one, do it 2 deep all the way across. Bang. There we go. So, click, press U. No, not U, press S. There we go. Go to the furniture, say forbid all types, apart from les bouquets, as they don't say in France. There we go. So now we'll move all of our buckets over there, and in order to facilitate that, I'm going to come over here and forbid the placement of buckets in this furniture stockpile. How about that for an idea? There we go. Type buckets forbid. Oh, fart knockers. I've forbidden everything. You know what? It's just anvils and grates and what's that? And gypsum plaster bags. These stockpiles don't technically need to be here anymore. Nearly everything in them has some sort of other place to be stored. So if we just get rid of them, bang, done. What's this stockpile for? Finished goods, okay, I don't even know what goes in there. Weapon bins, gems. Maybe I need to set up a separate gem working area. I think I do. And with that in mind, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig out a little gem cutters area here. Like that. It's a bit big, but whatever. Do that same pattern as I've done before. And then we'll make a nice big gem stockpile. Not like that. Like that. There you go. Well done. Congratulations. A little bit of restraint goes a long way. There we go. And then once that's all dug out, we'll put some gem stockpiles up here and we'll put some workshops down here. It will be amazing. Druid's Mead remembers the Oily Boys, fish cleaners of legend. That's true. We did have the Oily Boys as a group. Maybe we should start thinking about building up our military again, because we now have the facilities. We're just waiting on a table and a chair and all will be good. Construction suspended? No, sir. No suspension, please. Why are we not unsuspending? I don't have caps lock on. My S key seems to be sticking. What? It's not working. Can I? Okay, I can unsuspend and suspend that one, but this one apparently is permanently suspended. To wit, let's remove it and say build chair. There. Yeah? Fuck you, game. Chair. There. Yeah? Okay. And now is that suspended? It's suspended again. Huh. Okay. I don't know why. Did we just run out of... Oh, we've run out. Okay, that makes sense. So why have our... Oh, they're building the tables and thrones. It's okay. Calm down. For gems, you want furniture and or finished goods. You want to decorate with cut gems. That's true. I do want to do that at some point. So we will leave space for furniture stockpiles, and we will figure out what things we want to decorate. Oh, Locum the Dwarven Child has withdrawn from society. And where will this Dwarven Child end up trying to develop their artifact item? It's very exciting. So in this game, a gem is also a shape, like you can cut rocks into gems. Yes, yeah, you can. You can actually get your gem cutters to practice using low value rocks and then give them your gems. But to be honest, gems are so easily acquirable that I just end up making my dwarves just churn through them, and they get good eventually. They get good enough. I'm not entirely sure what to do. I think it's just a value modifier. There's no other particular benefit to having great or poor gems. Can I unsuspend this now? No. Okay. When one is available, they'll put a chair in there. It'll be fine. Don't panic. Calm down. I should probably also put a stockpile for goblets, shouldn't I? They're definitely finished goods, right? You can't tell me fucking goblets are anything but finished goods. That should do there. Let's click on that. Go for settings, finished goods, forbid all types, and then we'll go into... Don't do this to me, Dwarf Fortress. You're joking. Goblets, there we go. Phew. Lovely. And then that'll give them some drinking vessels, so they have to go and find those, and everything should be hunky-dory then. They can just eat to their heart's desire. Would they use rock gems to encrust furniture? They do. Many times they do it in a... Oh, he's claimed a Craftsdorf workshop, lovely. They do it in a mood like this. So you'll see like granite cabochons and stuff like that. Their gems are cut randomly to a text shape. The quality of the cut increases its value. Oh, okay. Okay. So the better the dwarf doing it, the better the gem cutter, the higher the value of the gem. That makes sense. I think they've finally moved all of the schist out of this stockpile. Nice. Okay. So I'll do a quick stock take on schist. If it's all forbidden, then that looks good. ESCHIST. Schist. 28 not forbidden, 526 forbidden. So why is this not forbidden? Let's take a little peek. Is it on the surface? No, don't do that. It's Shift Z. There we go. Oh, it's behind a lock gate. That's fine. All the schist that is available to our dwarves is currently in the schist stockpile. So let's just make sure this isn't collecting schist anymore. I'm pretty sure it's only collecting rhyolite, yeah? Other stone, rhyolite, slade, schist. Yeah, it's not connecting schist. Great. That's good to know. So, with that in mind, we can now say DBC and reclaim our schist stockpile. Shisty. It's that one, isn't it? I'm guessing it's that one. Click. It's full of clothing. Yes, schist. But also some rhyolite, because fuck you. Let's give them a second with the rhyolite gathering stockpile on, so that we can move some of the rhyolite out of the schist stockpile that's magically ended up in there somehow. And then what I'm going to do is change the dump to the microcline and move all that microcline into the quantum stockpile. Seems like a sensible maneuver. Man, they're moving that rhyolite pretty quickly. I'm hoping it's rhyolite. If it's not, we're in for a bit of a pain in the poo pipe. We'll see. Has that got rhyolite in it? No, it's just a wheelbarrow. They're just dumping wheelbarrows in here for no real reason. For no wheel reason. Oh! Galena is actually more valuable than normal stones. A better use than smelting it into lead. Oh, okay. Interesting. He's begun the mysterious construction. Thank God, I forgot they were doing that. That could have been a problem. A serious problem. It looks like they're doing a bit of a clothes dumping wave, which is slightly annoying, but never mind. Not much we can do about that. Although I will be taking measures to get all the clothes out of the stone stockpiles eventually. Eventually. That's the plan. Well, we should, by the time we start actually blocking out our... Oh, I forgot I was digging this. So much schist, shit, and microcline. Bugger. Bugger. Oh, bugger. Well, that's fine. Rhyolite is being gathered. That's great. The schist stockpile is... Well, actually, the schist stockpile no longer needs to be a dump, does it? So, I'm going to say that. Turn off garbage dump. Bonk. And then we're going to put one over the microcline, and we're going to make it a garbage dump. Lovely. And then, DBD, come up here. I'm going to just dump all that lovely microcline. Isn't that great? Isn't it bloody lovely? And we're also going to check that these wheelbarrows have microcline in. That one doesn't. That one doesn't. That one doesn't. That one doesn't. And that one doesn't. Great. Great. And then all that microcline can get shifted, and they'll try and bring more from over here. Nice. Good. That's what we want, isn't it? Fingers crossed. I feel like our smelteries are going to get bunged up again. They've not started putting any of these lead bars into bins, so it's a bit awkward. Same with this here. This zinc stockpile doesn't seem to be using bins, even though, looking over here, it seems like we have bins available. Oh, no, they are doing it. They're moving bins, so things are happening. Things are going on. Hello, Jiggles the Fett. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. Shiny schist. Very true, very true. A shiny schist would be nice. I bought Fallout 2 in the sale, but my brain refused to return to 1990s graphics, says Druidsmeat. I know the feeling. I had fond memories of the first two Fallout games, and when trying to replay them, I was like, probably best to just let this lie in the back of my mind. It's just better to remember it as being better than Fallout 3 and 4, even though by modern standards maybe there's an argument to be made that they're not. But we'll see. I certainly think the writing was better. In my opinion, but you know, sometimes 3D versus 2D can be PP. I don't know.
Locum Othiltosid, the dwarven child, has created a Thelsdog, Uthmikalaskithin, a dog-bone spear. He claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor, Besmar Shield Glaciers.
Okay, lovely. Let's have a little look at what this is. It's called Ringdrum, the Shaken Sea Cacti. Wow. I mean, some names are amazing because they're sort of vaguely sexually suggestive. Some names are shit, but this one is just plain up batshit. The Shaken Sea Cacti. Ringdrum, the Shaken Sea Cacti. Is a sea cacti even a thing? Surely it would be sea cactus. Because cacti is the plural, isn't it? So... Anyway, let's look at the description. Let's see what it looks like. It's worth 45 grand. It's not amazing. Oh, sorry, no, 4 grand. Not amazing.
This is a dog-bone spear. All craftsdwarfship is of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of dog bone. On the item is an image of a contemptible throne. Oh, sorry, the contemptible throne, the gold grate in quartzite.
Oh, so it's got another picture of one of our artifacts on it. Exciting. It's nice to have an artifact weapon, but I don't know how effective a bone spear actually is. Is that a valuable item to have? Is that a good weapon, or is bone a shit material for spears? Not sure. Not sure. DBD, let's get this microcline dumped into the stockpile. That would be ideal. There's some more turned up already. Bloody hell, that's quick. DVD. Get these 3 in as well. Lovely. If you wouldn't mind dwarves, could you get on top of that? That would be absolutely splendid. Super special. Delightful. I'm kind of wishing there was more rhyolite in the offing, because I can't really gather another grey stone into this giant stockpile without sort of confusing matters. And the only other stones other than microcline we've got are hornblende and schist. Oh, that's not true. I could bring cobaltite up, couldn't I? We've got a ton of cobaltite down in the mines. Then again, we've got our hands full with microcline. Got our hands full dealing with just a single room's worth of microcline, let alone an entire mine worth of cobaltite and cinnabar, which is a problem. Bone isn't the best, but better as a spear than a hammer. Good point. Artifact equipment gets a ×3 quality bonus to their weapon accuracy. Oh, I wouldn't mind an artifact silver whip. Now that would be good. That would be an absolute beast of a weapon. We all remember how badly our military have been torn apart by silver whips before. I mean, holy shit. So, stockpile-wise, we're doing okay. This is gold, this is gold, this is silver, this is iron, this is copper, this is zinc, this one is mixed, and this one is mixed. So, as long as we get some more bins going into these stockpiles, we should be okay, right? We should have space for stuff. Let's do a little stock take. Let's do a bar stock take. Z stocks, going to bars, 9 iron bars. 423 gold bars, which by the looks of things is our most amazingly abundant material by a long shot. Silver about 300, copper about 200, nickel, zinc 300. Need to start thinking about things to do with zinc. Zinc goblets sounds right, doesn't it? That sounds about sensible. Zinc and drinking vessels go together like cheese and grapes. I should have come up with an idea for that metaphor before launching into it, but I'm an idiot, so I didn't. What have we got here? Other objects. Got goblets in here. Zinc goblets. There we go. Alt W. There we go. Yes, make this a repeat job. I would like you to maintain a stock of 5 to 10. Absolutely not. Needs to be much more than that. I want you to keep 50 to 100 zinc goblets. There we go. Let's burn through that zinc as quick as we can. We could make some lead goblets to sell to elves, but bah. Do I really care that much about poisoning them? Not yet. Not yet. They do the same damage and never break. Stick it in an impressive weapon trap. Ooh, that's not a bad idea, actually. Maybe I should start thinking about putting weapons aside for weapon traps. No minecart quantum stockpiles yet, Jiggles. This is my first fortress where I've seriously approached quantum stockpiles at all. So, minecarts may be added onto that down the line a bit, but please don't hold your breath waiting for it. There's a good chance you'll suffocate. Be careful. Asbestos goblets for the elves. No, asbestos cigarette holders and asbestos fans. Stuff like that. That's what we want. That's what we want. We don't want that asbestos wetted down. We want it getting fibrously into the lungs. Just so they all end up getting that sweet, sweet asbestosis that killed my poor old granddad. Oh, sad. My God, that got dark quickly, didn't it? That got very dark, very quickly. If you're watching, I'm sorry, Mum. Free magma. We have a lot of free magma available. Tons of it, in fact. And industries working off of it. We could expand our magma production, but right now I'm happy with what we've got. Let's let it lie as it is, because we're not even using our kilns and our glass production, and we're barely using our forges, so we'll see how it works out. By the way, hornblende can be turned into asbestos. Oh, IRL, not here. Oh well, could be worse, couldn't it? Could be worse. It could be better. In fact, it could be only in Dwarf Fortress that it could be turned into asbestos, and then all those horrible things that happened owing to the existence of asbestos would never have happened. Oh, we're running out of water. Oh, no, we've got plenty of water. Why am I seeing so many thirsty people? What's going on? Stocks? No, kitchen. Let's have a look at our drinks. How are we doing? Okay, we're not looking great. We're running low on dwarven wine. We've got more persimmon wine, but of course, because we're locked in with the siege, a lot of the other stuff that they make isn't available. How many plump helmets we got? No, we're not going to run out of dwarven wine just yet. We'll be fine. Which begs the question, why are all these thirsty people running around the fortress? The blue down arrow means thirsty, right? Or am I horribly misinterpreting the iconography here? The semiotics of Dwarf Fortress. Radium blankets? Not a good idea. Very true. Like the old Radium watch girls with their missing face parts. Sad story. Look it up. Or don't. Maybe you want cheering up. Don't look up the story of Radium girls. That will only leave you feeling sad. Let's dump this microcline into the stockpile. Lovely. Should get moving pretty quickly. And then they'll move over the last few bits and bobs into the stockpile. And we'll be nearly done. We'll be nearly done. Time for a second still. I feel like it's actually almost time to start building a proper dining hall and food production zone, right? Feels like that's probably the best bet. Can we go a floor down? Still haven't used this bedroom. I know the vampire's under control now, and I could use these bedrooms, but so far, look, we've only got a few dwarves getting unhappy. And I don't feel like bedrooms seem to be a major source of... Oh, for fuck's sake, what's this? Have we... No, we've filled up the bloody refuse stockpile, haven't we? I'm going to do a little corridor here. That's chopped down trees, scoundrel. That's not going to work. There you go. Do a little side chute tunnel here. That's good. Bring it over here. Da, 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 like that. And then we're going to go over here like this. And then we're going to come over here like this. And then we're going to come over here. And I'm going to build a room that's pretty big. Ideally won't connect up to the volcano. It's very annoying that it's the wrong size, but okay. Let's in fact do that. And then let's just remove these. Don't need this little extra bit hanging off. And we'll turn that into another refuse stockpile while we're here. Massive fucking thing. There we go. Great big refuse stockpile, which we can put doors on to close off and prevent the egress of miasma into our fortress, or ingress into our fortress. Egress from the stockpile. Excuse me, a little fart there. Not ideal. Okay, we doing alright? We're doing alright? We've got no one in a mood at the moment, have we? What's this guy? He's got a brown exclamation mark. What does that mean, Zuntir? Sunk into a depression. Ah, the great brown exclamation. Right, BJ, that's a cage. BWJ, that's a jeweller's workshop. Let's pop a jeweller's here. Bang. And then pop a jeweller's here. We don't need to, but we may as well get cracking with the stockpiles. And then we'll say stockpile for gems, E. And I'm going to put an uncut gems stockpile here. Just for uncut gems. So S, down to gems. Rough gems, yes. Rough gems, rough glass. Yeah, go on then. And then cut gems, glass and stone, no. So that's all going to end up going there. I'm also going to cancel out the previous gem stockpile, which is that one. That's weapons. That's gems. PX. There we go. And then we're going to make a cut gems stockpile. E gems, yeah. I'm going to do that just here on the other side of these doors. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. Bosh. And 9 by whatever, 21 I think. Click there. Say S. Down to gems. Forbid. Keep. Yeah, keep. Good. Nice. So we keep all our cut gems there, keep our rough gems back here, and then we'll also make a stockpile for things we want to encrust over here when the opportunity arises. It'll be good. It will be perfectly acceptable. I'm also going to close down the jeweler's workshop we already have, just to free up some of the space in this area. What's this? A craftsdwarf workshop? We don't need that. We've got more craftsdwarf workshops available elsewhere. No need to worry. Oh, thank you for another follow. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. You should have a bit. Should leave a bit unmined in the hallway. 1 square in the middle. Are you talking about up here with the... Too late. Far too late. Hello, Rices. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. Good to see you again. So just here, I'm assuming you're saying leave a piece of thing here so we can put doors either side, which I have done at the entryway, but not down here. Not down here, I haven't, unfortunately. But this will be fine. This will be fine. It's going to be all good. Don't worry. Horn silver. Oh, and rough purple spinels. And nice, or nice, depending on how you feel about it. Kind of wish this was more sand, to be fair. It would be nice to have a load of sand available, but apparently that's not on the cards. I could actually build a sand gathering zone just up here where they actually gather the sand with a glassmaker's workshop, but they're only going to have to come down to the workshops here to store it, so maybe not. I should probably put glass gathering in, add a new task, collect sand, K. No, that's not how it works. What's K? S. Okay, that does make more sense. And then we will repeat. Yes. Repeat. That makes sense. Good. We don't actually have a sand collection zone, so that's not ready yet. Yeah, you only need a 1x1 zone. It should be all right. But it's nice to be in a 28 C room instead of a 34 degree outside. Oh my god. Too hot. I'm also melting. I'm melting. There is a significant amount of sweat building up in the crease between my gut and my tits, which I would like to point out yet again, I didn't have at the start of lockdown. I didn't have a gut and tits. That wasn't a thing. But now, with the combination of idleness and giving up smoking, I have ballooned. Quite ballooned. Put your clothes under the tap. A wet shirt and a fan is working for me. That's not a bad idea. I do have a fan, but unfortunately it's blowing on my back and not my front. So, yeah. It's not quite reaching the sweatiest parts, so to speak. I mean, I could turn away from the microphone, but I feel like that would adversely affect sound quality. Come on, save. How long have we been going for? We've done 3 hours of recording. Holy shit. It might be time for me to pack this in and take a little break. We may be coming back. Oh, well, that's a lovely sentiment, Osmosis Jones. But I mean the kind of fans that push air around a room rather than appreciate content. Cleavage 19. I'm not quite enough, you could call it cleavage betwixt the boobs, but certainly on the underside, definitely. PC fan. Oh no, that'd be blowing hot air on you. That would be no good. That would be no good at all. I can hear my kids screaming and screeching with their cousin in the paddling pool outside. They're all very excited. I've got to do a stream later on, so I promised my kids I'd do a clean stream that they could watch. So who knows what we'll be streaming then. That'll be probably at least an hour. And then I said to Chunky that I might play some more Dwarf Fortress with him while I'm streaming as well. So we'll see how that turns out, although that may end up happening tomorrow at this rate. I suspect he may already be back from the vets and probably is already playing Dwarf Fortress. But we'll see. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, someone's found a dead rooster. Ah, it's now a floppy cock. Oh, hello, finishing some chores. I'm not going to be I'm going to be calling time on this one in a bit, Chunky, but I will probably be up for it later on, if not then tomorrow daytime. We'll see what happens. Woz desperately wants me to do a multiplayer stream of some other game with you, possibly Ark, but we'll see. I'll talk to you once I've gone off air and we'll figure out what's what. No pressure. A clean scoundrel stream never happened. To be fair, I'm not entirely sure how worth it is to do a clean stream. It's purely to make me not look bad in front of the people watching, rather than any way to protect my child, because it's a bit late for that. I have created a foul-mouthed little tearaway. But oh well, never mind. It's a chance for us to give him the opportunity to control his swearing while I'm streaming. In fact, he's pretty good at that. He's pretty good at it. He doesn't swear in front of Grandma and Granddad, so there is that. There is that. I was tempted to cut the legs off some jeans, but I don't want to look like Daisy Duke. I mean, you can cut them off lower. As long as you don't reveal sort of like a quarter of the bum cheek, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I mean, that is to say, don't reveal bum cheek, because if you reveal more than a quarter of the bum cheeks, then you're essentially turning your jeans into a belt, which is, I mean, at that point, why bother? Just get your junk out. Just wave it in people's faces. Why not? I mean, obviously, legal repercussions, but otherwise, why not? Okay. Oh, look, they've built the barracks dining hall. That's good. What I think I'm going to do with the barracks is, once we've got everybody assigned to the military squad, I'm then going to assign these tables to the specific people in the military squad so they eat together, and then hopefully grab their food from this bit here. That's the dream. That's the hope. That's the dream. Why is everybody coming in here and eating from this stockpile? Is that because that's where all of our cooked food is ending up? Have we just got raw ingredients and all the other food stockpiles, and the cooked food goes in? Right, for the next session, we need some notes. I'm thinking we need to start building our main fortress, and we're going to start with a dining area and food preparation zone. That's the big plan. We're going to continue our quantum stockpiling, and we're going to start thinking about making only high quality furniture and goods to go in our new fortress. We're going to start thinking about the actual quality of the stuff that we lay down, rather than just putting down whatever comes first. That's the thing. That's the idea. A masterpiece denim thong. Oh my goodness. Denim thong sounds like a band name. And uncomfortable. You're not wrong there, Jiggles. You're not wrong. Encrusted with coal and wired with bone threads. Heavens above. I suspect if it's tight enough, it will probably end up encrusted with other stuff, like all the arse spiders and that kind of thing. Menacing with spikes of bum fluff. Close. Very similar to what I was thinking there, Sal. Very similar. I just had to take it that one little extra step to make it truly revolting. A yak calf has been missing for a week. Oh, we've got a ghost. Why have we got a what? Question mark? Okay, let's start memorial slabbing then. B, add, Alt S. There we go. Oh no, that's... Wait, the Craftsdwarf workshop is where you... You make them in the Masons... Oh, I'm in a Masons workshop. That's why it's working differently. Here we go. Add, Alt S. There we go. Vutok the Ghost. Yep, we'll engrave one for you. What about you? Ushria? Yeah, why not? Logum? Nope, you've been entombed. Everything beyond that is... Oh. Uvash? I'm pretty sure we've already got one on the go for Uvash. I just haven't placed it. Build, Alt-S for Memorial Slab. Put it just here in the Hall of Slabs and Coffins. And then... Oh, no. Apparently not. Well, we'll deal with it later on. We'll deal with it later on. What could possibly go wrong by ignoring it for now? PR for a refuse stockpile, and I'm going to make it as big as I can. Oh, that is apparently as big as I can make a refuse stockpile. That'll do. 2 big old refuse stockpiles ready to store our mouldering crap. Nice. build doors. Let's pop some doors over the entryway there and there. Lovely. And then also over this one that I appear to have missed the door from previously, because that's already a refuse stockpile as well. Lovely. Well, I was going to say that we haven't... Oh, why is this not built? What have you... Oh, Christ. Why build the fucking farm? Bastards. Okay, I was going to say we haven't really made any progress, but the quantum stockpiles are moving along nicely, and more to the point, we've now built a fully functioning military dormitory, also known as a barracks. Don't know why I chose to say it that way, probably just due to rank stupidity. Let's put the dump orders in for the last of this microcline, which can be put into the quantum stockpile, and then, is this rhyolite? Man, that is a lot of rhyolite. Where'd that get dug out from? A bit over here, right? Somewhere like that. Oh no, it'll be from this stockpile up here, won't it? Is this all rhyolite? No, it's nice. Nice. Whatever. Okay, we'll have to do that again as well. That's fine though, that's fine. We'll move it all into place. Everybody, stop panicking. Calm down. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Cabochons of arse spiders. That's right. That's how it works. You all know that thongs in DF are strap sandals. Really? But a thong? Surely that's something that goes up your bum crack, right? Or just a piece of leather thonging, perhaps. Who knows? Clagochons. Oh, very druids mead. You're on fire today. Probably literally at this temperature. You're doing very well with the puns. Elven caravan? Ugh. Disgusting. Well, they're not coming in. They're probably going to have to clash with the gobos. No, they won't, because they appear to have removed the goblins somehow. They have displaced the ravening hordes. Do we open up the trade depot? There's a ghost currently haunting it pretty aggressively. Do we open up the trade depot, or do we leave the elves floundering outside? If we open the bridge and it comes down on the ghost, will that obliterate the ghost? I mean, obviously, on just a basic thought experiment level, it shouldn't, should it? But this is Dwarf Fortress, and that does sound like the kind of thing that might happen. Okay, let's open up the surface doors and pull now. There we go. And then we can have people run out and grab some wood. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Be lovely. Gates are open. Very nice. Very nice. And the zinc goblets are coming in force. Good. Okay, before I finish off for the session, let's have a little look around and see what's going on. Microcline now fully under control. I feel like we should get that hornblende into there now. Right, let's make this a hornblende stockpile. So S, stone, other stones. Let's forbid all these. And then, is hornblende in here? Search H. Yes, it is. There we go. Start gathering hornblende into that stockpile. And also, we need to go to the... Oh, no. Oh, yeah, no, it's fine. We turn the dump off. Turn the dump off on the microcline stockpile. That's fine. We could probably also unforbid it as well. DBC. Let's unforbid microcline. Lovely. And once that hornblende's been gathered up, what else have we got here? Is this nice? No, that's schist. We've got schist, nice, and rhyolite available for dumping. I guess we want to make rhyolite the dumping stockpile. So is that rhyolite? Fuck, I didn't pay attention. That is rhyolite. Okay. So question mark. Why are we here? Some migrants. Oh my goodness, it's a non-stop migration fest. Okay, let's unpause that, go back down to where I was, and we'll check the migrants in a second. We had 79 adults, we now have 100. Holy shit, that was a big wave. That was a big wave. I tell you what, maybe that's a sign. We're going to pause. We're going to ignore the notifications about the dead cow. I don't know why that's happened. Okay, I'm going to ignore the notifications about the dead cow. What we're going to do is we're going to call time on this session, and then when we come back, we're going to have an elven caravan and some migrants to deal with, and a high hope of setting up the fortress proper with its lovely waterfall entranceway and all that jazz. It's going to be very exciting. We're going to start with the dining hall. I mean, I say very exciting. It's going to be mildly interesting at best. But hey, whatever. Anyway, those of you watching on YouTube, thank you very much for doing so. It's been a pleasure recording for you, but it is time for you to fuck off. Please, come on, we're done. Bye-bye. Go on. Shoo.